You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Rebels.
Sunrise on the horizon. Sky is blue, no denying.
Good morning, beautiful.
News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story.
Heck yeah!
Here's your morning, some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day breathes new blue. Good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup, news to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning shows you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Supplied. Good morning headlines.
Saturday.
With Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you.
How you doing, everybody? Thursday morning. I forgot my coffee cup. Yeah. How the heck are you, everybody? I couldn't come on live without my coffee in the morning. The whole way this show started was I just wanted to have like-minded people to drink coffee with in the morning. That's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do, I'm modest. I just wanted to have people to drink coffee with in the morning, and now we're doing this. Please support local. Please support independent media. Drop a penny in the pot, or be a Sky City Rebel. I see all you Sky City Rebels out there. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very, very much. Wow, a lot of green names in the chat. I love to see it. I love to see it. Thank you so much. You're a rock star. You're a rock star. You're a rock star. Hey, everybody. Are you enjoying your life? Are you happy? It's Thursday morning, and boy, it's been kind of a doozy week, hasn't it? Lots going on. Strait of Hormuz is open or it's closed. There's been school shootings and floods in Detroit. And, man, I think we just need to get together and try to give each other a little of support, you know, try to find some attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for my opportunity to be here online. I really am. Man, yesterday I went to a book club after having read Moonflow. I read this book, Moonflow. It's a pretty fun book, pretty intense actually. Kind of crazy book about murderous lesbian cults and a trans mushroom forager looking for psychedelic mushrooms. Pretty crazy. And then the next book I'm reading is this one. It's green though, so it's called The Beheading Game. This book is the next book I'm reading. And this one I'm really excited about. It's called House of Leaves. And look at this. Look at this. Look what this looks like. It's a full color edition, so already I'm like, what the heck? But look what this book looks like. Can you see? That's a whole blank page. Tons of just blank pages. And look how everything looks insane in there. Like the whole book is. There's some that are just like, man, that's just like some spare shit. But there's some that where it's like inlaid. Here, look. How do you read that? How do you read that book? I don't even know how to read it yet. So I'm really excited about going in there and trying to just open up this horror novel and figuring out what the heck is going on with it. It's heavy too. But this is the next one, House of Leaves. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to book clubs, trying to build some community That book looks like a fun read. It looks real fun. It looks crazy. So I'm excited. I like books that kind of bend the mind a little bit, open up the mind, squeeze the mind grapes, you know. I like stuff that makes you think. So I'm really excited about a new, I love it when books have crazy formats and they're really messing with the genre, the whole medium of the novel. I really love that type of thing. So I'm excited. I like games like that too. I'm playing a game called Coffee Talk on the nighttime streams. I'll be doing a nighttime stream for that today. We'll be doing the Afterglow, and we're doing the call-in show at 1 p.m. today, Sky City Rebels. But I really like games that are kind of like, what, this is a game? And so Coffee Talk is really like that. So I've been playing that on the... But waste of trees, Nurse Rod says. Well, I guess all books are waste of trees, Nurse Rod. I guess you could say about every book. I feel like if you're gonna... And also, books have come a long way with being more ecological, but whatever. I mean, books usually are like using recycled materials and pulping what they don't use and reusing that. So, I don't know. I feel like books, because they're in such tight margin, are probably pretty ecological these days, but... you know, you got to pick your battles here. I hardly use... I used to have a printer in my... I don't even have a printer in my house anymore. So, you know, I have a book. I read books still. But what are you going to do? Yeah, waste of trees. It's not a waste. It's a use of trees. It's a very big difference. A waste of trees would be like to grow a whole forest, chop it down, make toilet paper, and just for 2 seconds wipe my butt and throw it in the trash. That, or down the toilet, that's kind of a waste, I think, isn't it? I think so. All right, we've got lots to go over today, lots of stuff happening, so it'd be really fun to get going. But my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech, and critical thinking advocate, and this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, and I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. I don't know what I'd do without you. It truly is an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Hold on. I was looking for this. The #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Thank you so much. There you go. That's what Thank you. We're going to head over, do some fun stuff with Epic Fury. Operation Epic Fury!
So, just hours from now, the Pentagon is going to give us an update on Operation Epic Fury since enforced.
Operation Epic Fury! Man, we're so high on our own supply with that name, right? Aren't you excited? Operation Epic Fury. Aren't you excited? Does it really make you go? I love America. How we always Operation Desert Storm, bring in the storm. Operation Desert Storm, and then later on they were like Operation Enduring Freedom. That, I mean, we a little too on the nose. Operation Enduring Freedom, you know, a little too, I don't know. Operation Oil Baron, maybe something like that. Operation Oil Baron, would that work? That'd be kind of fun. I think Operation Oil Baron is a good one for America. Operation Jack Sparrow, like a fun pirate name, since we're basically a country of pirates now. That'd be pretty cool. Civilization would collapse without toilet paper. Well, Nurse Rod, some might say that civilization would collapse without books, my friend. So, you know.
A blockade on Iran's port.
And it's going well. The blockade's holding strong since
going
the
well.
began. It happened earlier this week. Actually took place officially 10 a.m. on Monday. CENTCOM says 10 vessels have been turned around. 0 ships have broken through. That includes China and Iran.
And this comes.
It's going well. It's going well. I love Fox News in the morning, man. Fox News is my favorite channel. And the blockade's going well. Never mind what you hear. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to anybody saying that it ain't going well.
As a new report says that Iran might have just 2 weeks of onshore oil storage capacity.
Like, I mean, that's just an opinion, man. Like, they don't even hide their opinions. It's going well. It's going real well. Like, super stoked that the Strait of Hormuz is blocked. It ain't good. It ain't good news that it's blocked at all. Like, it wasn't blocked. I don't know, like 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, it wasn't blocked, and now it is. And now my gas prices are ridiculous, and I have to really worry about how far I can go, what I can do, how far I can drive. Yeah. But whatever.
Left. This might force Iran to completely halt oil exports.
Yeah, we're just draining them right now. Meanwhile, the Trump
We're just
administration
draining them. We're just draining them. We're just draining them like a rub and tug, like a Las Vegas rub and tug. You know, off the strip. You know, you go off the strip for the rub and tug. We're just draining them, just milking them. That's what we're doing. Just draining them. Those Iranians, those ding darn Iranians, a ding dang do. Just draining them, man. Draining those guys.
Pivot to economic warfare on Iran, which Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says will bring Tehran to its knees financially.
To its knees.
We've had maximum pressure on the Iranians, both on blocking payments into the Iranian state and going after the accounts.
Yeah, but who cares? Like, did you want Iran on their knees? We're just putting them on their knees. Okay, but like, I didn't want them on their knees. Did you want them on their knees? Was that what you woke up in January hoping for? You know what I hope? I want to see those Iranians on their knees. I want to drain them. I want to watch them squirm. I want to kill a whole school full of children. That's what I want to do. I hope Donald Trump makes that dream come true. Is that what you were thinking? Is that what it was? It's desperate. It's absolutely desperate. Oh, we're going to bring them to their knees. Knees. Come on. I want to watch you bleed. Welcome to the jungle. You know that song. Well, that's Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. Knees.
Of the IRGC. We have told countries that if you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure.
Stern.
And the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
We have kinetic activities. You mean when we killed all those people? I like it. They're really into this kinetic strike stuff. The kinetic activities. It sounds like when your dementia adult father goes to aqua aerobics. That's what we're doing. He's just doing some kinetic activity. He's doing some kinetic activity to keep his mind sharp. He's got to do the water resistance training to keep his mind. Just some kinetic activities. It doesn't sound like war, Barbarella. This is war. This is not kinetic activity. We are bombing children. But we're going to bring them to their knees. Knees. Ah.
So for the latest on the ground in the Middle East, we turn to Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yanks. Trey, what's going on?
Trey, what
hey
up?
guys, good morning. A historic opportunity unfolding right
What
now
up,
in the Middle
Trey?
East. Israeli sources telling Fox News they believe that talks between Israel and Lebanon could lead to Lebanon joining the Abraham Accords. It's still early, but following direct conversations in Washington earlier this week, President Trump overnight on Truth Social
Doesn't matter if they join the Abraham Accords. Hezbollah will not die.
posted, quote, trying to get a little breathing room between Israel and Lebanon.
Or would you say some Lebensraum? Ein bisschen Lebensraum brauchen wir zwischen der Lebanaser und die israelische. I don't know how Germans say Israeli. Israela, probably. Israela, Israelana. I don't know. I don't know how Germans say Israel. Ben, are you here? How do you say people from Israel in German? This whole thing. We need a little bit of... Donald Trump says we need a little Lebensraum. We need Greenland as part of our Lebensraum. We need a little bit of, not Lebenstraum. No, Germany said that about the Sudetenland and a couple other places in the lead up to World War II. He said that Germany said that he wanted a little elbow room. Or Lebensraum really means like living room. But they need a little living room, a little stretch. You got a little area to stretch out. Germany just needs a little stretching room. Little elbow room, we would call it in English. Lebensraum. And Donald Trump is calling it breathing room. Same thing. Breathing room. Lebensraum. We need a little breathing room. Donald Trump keeps saying shit like that. keep saying Hitler-y stuff, but every time I bring up Hitler, everyone gets their panties so in a bunch, and yet he keeps quoting Hitler. And your boy Stephen Miller keeps doing it. Goebbels, Hitler, like literally plagiarizes Herr Goebbels, Joseph Goebbels. But don't call them Nazis. People get really upset about it. People get so upset. Timu, I know Elon Musk is like the Timu version of me. You're absolutely right. Like, he had to get so much gender affirming care. I'm flattered because Elon Musk, the richest man who ever lived on planet Earth, has gotten jaw implants to look like a real man, got teeth implants to look like a real man. I've never had a cavity. I've never had my teeth. This is my teeth. I was born this way. I know my distinguished hairline, but this is my hair. Like, I never got hair plugs. Elon Musk had to have gender affirming care to get hair plugs so that he looks like what his vision of a man is, which apparently is me. He's always trying to look like me, and then he had to get a penis implant. Like, famously, he has to have women. They botched it, but he was trying to have a big Arnold Palmer schlong like me, and so he had to get himself a penis implant. It's a little embarrassing because he got it. They botched it. Now he has to have women sign non-disclosure agreements every time he shows it to them, which must be sad, right? Like, you're like, I'm Elon Musk. I'm Dark Mega. I want to show you my I want to show you my penis, but can you sign this first? Sign this first, please. That's what happens with Elon Musk when you don't go to bed with Elon Musk unless you got a lawyer present.
It has been a long time since the two leaders have spoken, like 34 years. It will happen tomorrow. Nice. As Israeli ground forces continue to operate in southern Lebanon, Hezbollah is still firing rockets and drones over the border. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying this about the situation.
Wow, this looks...
We are about to overcome the southern Lebanon town of Ben Jabir. We are, in effect, about to eliminate this great stronghold of Hezbollah. At the same time, I gave instructions to the IDF yesterday to continue widening the security zone and to also spread it eastward toward the slopes of Mount Hermon.
Nice.
So we can better assist our Druze brothers in their time of distress.
New video released by a Lebanese paramedic.
Did he just say my Jewish brothers? What the fuck did he say?
So that we can better assist our Druze brothers in their time of distress.
Our what brothers?
New video released by a Lebanese paramedic group shows an evacuation of wounded men, clearly marked medic vests they're wearing, taking place in Nabatea, southern Lebanon. While the wounded are being loaded into ambulances, another Israeli strike hits just outside of the vehicle. The Lebanese health ministry said 4 rescue workers were killed in Israeli strikes on Wednesday. The Israelis responded.
It's so funny that Israelis, man, they don't give a shit. Israel, you got a medic vest on, you're dead. You got a press vest on, you're dead. You're looking at them funny, you're dead. You got brown skin, you're dead. You got a beard, dead. It's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Like, anything, Israel, just, you're dead. It's completely merciless. Jesus said, blessed are the merciful. But, you know, Israel, I guess they don't listen to the whole Jesus. They're not into the whole Jesus thing, I guess. Blessed are the merciful. No, you're not into that. A bit weird. It went 100% gay German. Well, he kind of talks like this. Doc Mega. Doc Mega. He always does that, doesn't he? He's got like Doc Mega. It's hard for me to do because then he slips into like this. Every once in a while, you hear Elon Musk and he starts slipping into this like real creepy South African German Nazi voice. I don't know, man, but I think it works. I think my impersonation works. But I appreciate the commentary. I appreciate the criticism. That's the only way I'll get better. So I appreciate it. Yeah. Have you seen the new pic Trump posted? Oh yeah. It's in the mix. We'll look at it in a second for sure.
More on the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran. We're joined by CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett, standing by for us.
We got to talk about the war first.
In Tel Aviv. Charlie, good morning. Give us an update on the latest in the region as far as the fighting and the ongoing blockade of the Strait of Hormuz.
Good morning, Errol. Nice to see you again. So we're learning this morning that the U.S. Navy has expanded that operation to the blockade in the region south of the Strait of Hormuz to include a warning that any ship suspected of carrying contraband like weapons and ammunition could be the target of a possible interdiction by U.S.
Dead. If you think you're having weapons, dead. If you look at me funny, dead. You got a beard, dead. Press pass, dead. Medic vest, dead. Anybody is dead. Everybody's dead. Dead. But it's not war. Shut up. It's not called war. Stop calling it. You're dead. Anybody who calls it a war, dead. Anyone who criticizes the president, dead. Anybody who thinks that we shouldn't have to take off our clothes at the airport, dead. Everyone's dead. Hit that like, everyone. That Chip Guy's here. Thank you for being here, Chip Guy. Excellent supporter of the channel. Thank you so much. If you guys want to see me and Chip argue about ethics, I want to talk about the ethics of taxation, how taxation is theft. I want to talk about the ethics of taxation, that Chip Guy, on Sunday. That's what I think we should talk about. Thank you so much for being here. Man, that Chip Guy out there doing God's work Isn't Trump Jesus? I saw him make a post or something. Now, Trump is not, he's no longer claiming that he is Jesus. Now he just wants himself to look like Jesus is holding him very tightly. Like that picture of him and Epstein. Donald Trump is trying to, I think he thinks that Jeffrey Epstein is Jesus now.
U.S. forces. So the U.S. military has released new video of the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. So that's the biggest piece of this flotilla that includes at least 10 U.S. destroyers, I'm told, in the waters south of the Strait of Hormuz. And U.S. Central Command says a 10th Iranian flag tanker was also turned back after trying to skirt around that blockade. Now, they've been putting warnings out to passing ships that if they do not comply with the blockade, that the full force of the U.S. Navy is ready to force compliance. This is a radio message that they're putting out. So what we're seeing here is the U.S. attempting to break Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz by imposing its own. But it's
what the hell? You think you have a blockade? We have a blockade, okay? We're both blockading, okay? You can't just blockade. We're blockading. What the hell? How about we just walk away at this point, please? It only takes 10 years to embarrass a superpower. Lately, it's been taking, well, it took 20 years in Afghanistan, but it only takes 10 years to really embarrass a superpower. And America ain't got that superpower vibe we used to. We ain't got that superpower swagger, man. We ain't got the moves like Jagger like we used to. You know what I mean? Jagger was English. You know, we don't have the same moves. We ain't got the same, I don't know, the same moxie, the same mojo. We ain't got the same mojo we used to, America. You know what I mean? You think, I mean, look around, walk around the streets of any American city. You think you got the same mojo? Go to a small town America and look at all the empty storefronts and all the indigents and just like everything's just sad and dirty and trash blowing in the streets and everything. Go to some southern towns. There's nobody there, and everything's just overgrown. The wild grass is taking over the streets. Small town America's DOA, man, it's all over. We ain't got the same mojo we used to, you know? This ain't like 1960s groovy America, you know? And it doesn't take long to embarrass a superpower these days.
important to point out that those U.S. naval assets are not near the strait. They're keeping them out of harm's way and are instead targeting ships in the waters further south. But while a ceasefire is underway, U.S. officials say the military assets in the region are not standing still. They're constantly repositioned.
I loved how he was like, oh, yeah, we're really into it. Look at the Strait of Hormuz. I love that thing where Donald Trump, you know, I wanted to be a doctor. A Red Cross doctor. Yeah, we really support the Red Cross. Don't you? What do you have against the Red Cross? Like how he tries to flip it. The guy is such a moron. He's like trying to make you look like the bad guy for not supporting the Red Cross. There's no Red Cross in that image. There's no Red Cross. I was a Red Cross doctor. Ooh, gee whiz. Who would think that just the fake news would think that? I don't know why you think that. You gotta be fake news to think that I look like Jesus or something. Maybe that's more talking about you than me.
And thousands more U.S. troops are still headed to this region. That was already
1,000 more U.S. troops going in. No boots on the ground, though, guys. It's not a war. Shut up.
3. And today, President Trump shifts gears to the U.S. economy. He's traveling to Las Vegas.
The U.S. economy. Donald Trump is going to Vegas with the U.S. economy. Woohoo! Going to Vegas, baby. Yeah! Donald Trump doesn't drink, but he knows how to gamble. Man, that guy's going to gamble your retirement fund in Vegas. That's how Donald Trump is going to fix the economy. Shut up about the economy, guys. I'm actually an amazing roulette player. I'm an amazing roulette player. I've always been good at it. I don't know. I've been very lucky, very lucky. Some people say I'm a beautiful, lucky bastard. Some people said I got a kind of a stable genius. I win bigly every time I go to Las Vegas. I'm going to bet it all. Bet it all on black. We're going to bet it all on black because we love the blacks, don't we, folks? We love blacks. We love blacks in the United States, so we gotta go have a good time in Vegas. It's gonna be so nice. So beautiful in Vegas this time of year. The pools are open, the girls are wearing such little less clothing than usual. It's so nice.
To highlight his no tax on tips policy, but it comes as millions of Americans continue to grapple with skyrocketing fuel prices sparked by the nearly 7-week-long war with Iran. Jared Hill has more.
President Trump is once again hinting that the war with Iran is winding down.
I view it as very close to over.
With the ceasefire set to expire Tuesday.
I view it as very close to over. How many people remember George W. Bush? This guy makes George W. Bush look like a sober hand on the rudder. This guy makes George W. Bush look like Judge Rehnquist. This guy makes George W. Bush look like Buddha, ruminating. I'm going to sit here and meditate on all. This guy makes George W. Bush look like Abraham Lincoln. I mean, what the fuck? George W. Bush did the whole mission accomplished thing, but they say it wasn't his choice to put the stupid thing on, that the stupid general or somebody, the admiral or something, thought it would be funny to put mission accomplished on the boat. But he didn't sit there and be like, I think that it'll be over soon. No, he said from the beginning, it's a forever war. It's an eternal struggle against those forces of evil doers, the axis of evil. Do you remember? At least George W. Bush, he got out on TV during his wars and was like, get used to this shit. We're not going anywhere.
The White House is signaling there could be another round of peace talks soon.
Those discussions are being had, but nothing is official until you hear it from us here at the White House. But we feel good about the prospects of a deal.
For now, the U.S. Navy is keeping up the pressure by blocking ships traveling to and from Iran in the Strait of Hormuz.
If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force.
The Pentagon says messages like,
oh, yeah, great. I love this, guys. Keep it coming. I love it when people compare me to Elon Musk. Elon Musk has spent so many billions of dollars to try to look like a real man. And so thank you. I appreciate you. The gender-affirming care that Elon Musk has had to try to look like me is shocking. I'm glad that you think that I look like Elon Musk. It's flattering. I don't see it, but I do get it. Like, I have he had to have a penis implant to try to look like me, teeth implants, jaw implants, hair implants, all to look like me. And I'm flattered. If I am the great Aryan poster man, then that he wants to look like, great. Listen to me. I know you like listening to people who are the great Aryan hope. That's me. I'm the great Aryan hope. You're welcome. Dankeschön. Mir geht's gut und dir? Alles klar? Du kannst mich folgen. Ich werde dich alle zeigen, welche Richtung wir gehen müssen. Alles klar. Wir können alle in die gleiche Richtung gehen und dann können wir erfolgreich sein. Dankeschön.
These have convinced at least 10 ships to turn around since Monday. The conflict has sent U.S. gas prices soaring in recent weeks, hitting an average of $4.11 per gallon Wednesday. That's according to AAA. Disabled rideshare driver Raul Cifuentes.
Rebels, can I get some rebel yells in the chat, please? Man, this chat, we need to liven this shit up. How am I able to see 2 Elon Musk comments? Can we get some rebel yells in the chat, please? I see a lot of green names. I mean, we got some good emojis. Can you drop some good emojis in the chat, please? I don't want to have to give my Aryan poster boy speech again about Elon Musk. I mean, it's a little embarrassing at this point because I'm so flattered that you think that the richest man on earth has had that much surgery to look like me. It's flattering, really, if you think about it. It must be how Diane Ross felt like that Michael Jackson, so rich and kept on spending all this money to try to look like Diana Ross. Thank you. There we go. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson seemed to be trying to look like her. So Diana Ross must have been flattered, right?
Says it's hitting how much he takes home.
Driving a lot for very little money. It feels like giving like free rides.
President Trump and his Treasury Secretary both predict prices will plummet, but on varying timelines.
Gasoline's coming down very soon.
Very soon, one of these days. Donald Trump said that in his first year that gasoline would be cut in half. So do we have any maggers in the chat? Because Donald Trump said that gasoline would be cut in half after his first year. And then he was banging on about 10 cents a gallon on a national average. He was bragging during the State of the Union about a 10-cent reduction after a year. Woo, 10 cents, huh? That's nowhere near 50%. But hey, you keep bragging about that, maggers. Now it's up 50%. Like, it's up nearly 50%. Actually, it's more now. It's more than 50%, right? Anyway, it's $6.50 where I live, and it's ridiculous. I can't go anywhere. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. How long are you going to be on Mars? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's Donald Trump trying to get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
Very big.
I'm optimistic that sometime between June 20th and September 20th that we can have the $3 gas again.
Meanwhile, President Trump announced overnight that the leaders of
You're
Israel and
optimistic,
Lebanon
huh?
will speak today for the first time in 3 decades, as Israel considers a possible ceasefire with Hezbollah.
You guys shut your mouth. Why do you think that Scott Bessent is optimistic? Yes, the consumer needs to be tortured a little more. It might get more expensive before it goes down. But Scott Bessent says he's optimistic. So shut up, you stupid whining bastards. All you sniveling American worm faces. God damn it, all you stupid American consumers. How dare you cry? All you crybabies. Donald Trump's doing God's work. Don't you know that? Scott Bessent is like John the Baptist.
Breaking just moments ago, MS Now has just confirmed Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard referred the whistleblower whose complaint led to the first impeachment of President Trump and the Inspector General who deemed their complaint credible for possible criminal prosecution by the Trump Justice Department. The move comes days after Gabbard released documents alleging a conspiracy behind Trump's first impeachment. Except, folks, the documents prove no such thing, okay? Also today, the Justice Department that will review this criminal referral.
Folks, the documents prove no such thing, okay? I like that attitude. I like that on the news. Folks, documents prove no such thing, okay? Listen, Tulsi Gabbard's going to go down, right? She's the next up. I think all the women will be axed before they get to Hegseth. What do you think? In the chat, do you think the women will be axed before they get to Hegseth? Hold on, let me put a poll in there. Who will go first? Tulsi or Pete? Here we go. We're doing a poll right now, everybody. We're doing a poll right now. Here we go. What do you think? Who will go first, Tulsi or Pete? 1 is for Tulsi, 2 is for Pete. Let me know what you think. Rick deserves a straitjacket. What do you think? Let me know what you think. I want to know what's your vibe. What do you think? Do you think Pete will get fired first, or do you think Tulsi? I'm thinking Tulsi, man, because they got to keep Pete for a while for this war thing, right? But if the war gets too hot, which it will, they'll axe Pete. But Tulsi is already talking like conspiracy shit. It might be her fault that this one of her people was the whistleblower. I don't know. Wild David, you just put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. Just put a 1 or 2 in the chat. It's 2 for Pete, 1 for Tulsi. That's how you vote. That's how you vote. Just 1 for 2. David Kiley, go ahead and vote. What do you think? 1 for Tulsi, 2 for Pete. Who will go first? Who will get fired first? I think Trump will fire all the women first. Yeah, I think all the women have to go before he starts axing the dudes. Looks like Tulsi might have it. Huh, yeah, Tulsi's at 75% right now. Okay, I see you. All women. Yep. 6'7" says Rick James. Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's a very good point. 6'7's a very good point. Man, I think Battle Axe Tulsi getting it. I think you're right, guys. I think you guys got this. I think you do. Let me leave that up there for a second, but here we go.
Is the same one that just asked a federal appeals court to throw out the seditious conspiracy convictions of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers who were sent.
You didn't miss the poll. You have to vote for it. Just put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. All right, put a 1 or a 2 in the chat if you think this is your prediction. Who will go first, Tulsi or Pete? I see you, Chip guy. You just put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. That's how it works, okay? There you go. You see how Positrack just put a 1 in? Just a 1 or a 2, guys.
For leading far-right extremist groups and attacking the Capitol on January 6th. Now, Trump had already commuted the sentences of these leaders, but this move would go a step further and erase the convictions. In both instances, the administration, it is not just trying to sanitize the past. It is laying the groundwork for future efforts to undermine elections, and we need to be very clear about that.
Well, I mean, sanitizing the past is bad enough, right? If you think about it, that's what Orwell was really talking about. He who controls the past controls the future, and he who controls the present controls the past. That's George Orwell, and he was right. And that's what they're doing. Yes. Not sure who any of those are. You don't know who Pete Hegseth is? He's the warmonger drunk guy. Tulsi Gabbard's the spy queen Democrat who some reason is working for Donald Trump. Don't worry, you don't have. She also said that Assad was our buddy, and now Assad's gone, and she has egg on her face. What are you going to do?
Joining us now is Mark Elias, someone who is extremely clear, the founder of Democracy Docket and chair of the Elias Law Group. Mark Elias, what is the DNI doing here?
They're doing Donald Trump's bidding. I mean, they are doing exactly what Simone said. They are trying to weaponize the government against Donald Trump's political opponents, right? So that's the breaking news now, is that, you know, a Department of Justice that has gone after Donald Trump's enemies is now going to presumably go after more of their enemies. You know, the acting attorney general has gone so far as to say that it's the president's duty to have the Department of Justice go after his enemies and that Americans should be happy. Those are his words, not mine. So that's part of it. The second part is what Simone said, which is that they are laying the predicate. They are laying the foundation to say that when they claim.
I love it. So, Dallas Joy, is this TDS? I think it's TDS to pray to a god called Donald Trump. I hate Republicans and Democrats, and they both hate me. You can see the little word independent under my name. So thank you for asking, though. No. Are you a Chomo supporter? Do you support Chomos? I mean, I don't support any president. I'm not some stupid American simp just sycophantically licking boots. No, thank you. I don't like it. I'm a rebel, Dottie. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a rebel.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me.
You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me.
A rebel.
A rebel. It looks like the Tulsi's going. It looks like we think Tulsi.
That Democrats are interfering with the election, or foreign governments are interfering with the elections, that we are to believe them, and we are to allow the executive branch to do whatever they deem necessary, including seizing ballots, including taking over voting equipment, and we all need to be aware of that.
Mark, the first part, to put an exclamation point on what you just said, is largely what we see Tulsi Gabbard doing under Trump's instructions, is trying to erase history, as well as elevating the chilling effect on those inside the government who are noble public servants, to the extent that there are any remaining after the purge by this administration, who would in the future serve as whistleblowers on the behavior of this administration. It's just struck me that the people who are doing all the criming are the ones going after the folks who aren't. And that, to me, is very telling. I want to go in a very different direction with you for the moment, you and me have a little sidebar, lawyer to lawyer, on this point. I find it intriguing that when you listen to the words of Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard, Russell Vought, all of them, every last one of the idiocracy.
Of the idiocracy, that's just downright mean. Come on.
When they talk about voting being fraudulent or mail-in ballots being fraudulent, they say all this stuff has happened. And yet, at what point did the conspiracy come together to do all of this? Do you know, people, how involved and detailed it would have to have been for organs of the government to prosecute and put into place all of these various things?
I mean, the thing is, if you are supporting Donald Trump on April 16th, 2026, yeah, I mean, and you, especially if you got one of those hats, the pedophile hat, I definitely think you might just be a chomo yourself. I'm glad that we have those MAGA hats, because it's like, oh, there's one. Don't let your kids around that. Oh, there's another one. Don't let your kids around. It's nice to have, the Germans put stars on certain people's shoulders so that we would know who's who. But I like that the MAGAs are just putting their little red caps on. I can be like, oh, chomo, oh, pedo. Okay, all right. It's nice to be able to know who's who, right? I could see the appeal of that red hat, don't you? It looks like everyone thinks that your boy Tulsi Gabbard, your lady Tulsi Gabbard's going before Pete Hegseth. I think that might be the case. MAGA hat's great target, indeed. I mean, come on. That's it. It's great. Do you remember the movie Idiocracy? Of course, Jed Main. Idiocracy, it's great. Absolutely. The only flaw with Idiocracy is that no one in the movie believes in magic or are really into religion, and supposedly when societies collapse, they do turn to religion and magic. So I've read a critique of that, and I thought that was so interesting, because people have studied the collapse of civilizations, and it usually comes with as education erodes and as people start getting dumber, the collapse of civilizations, usually you get a bunch of religious craziness too. And take that. Religious fundamentalism.
This is the part of the lunacy here, that they want us to believe this grand conspiracy now justifies them going back and rewriting that history, right? Erasing the criminality of the individuals involved because of this conspiracy by the deep state. And yet this happened under his government.
It did happen under his government. Oh, I like this. Being held liable for rape wasn't enough, but depicting yourself as Jesus was a bridge too far. Isn't it funny? Because if you think about it, that's a bridge too far. That's what the bridge too far is. Right? I mean, come on. depicting yourself as Jesus is too much. I mean, isn't that the same thing as when like Charlie Hebdo got shot up because they did the cartoon contest for drawing a picture of Muhammad? Isn't that like, oh no, that's too much. You could say whatever you want, but don't draw cartoons of Muhammad. Well, you know, it's just for fun. It's so funny.
It was his Justice Department, his FBI, his DNI, his NSA. All of these people were under his control. You mean none of them in all that time leading up to 2020 could see this conspiracy unfolding? Not a text, not an email, not a telephone call, not a letter, not clandestine meetings at Starbucks? Come on.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, the last
Starbucks
is, to me, the most important one is that Donald Trump acts as if somehow he was the victim of the Biden administration. Let us just remember that, as you point out, Donald Trump was president when all of this was happening, right? And
Donald Trump was president when all this was happening, but he's not going to take the blame. It's going to be Tulsi Gabbard. I think you guys are right. Pride flags and masks and weird hair are just as bad as Trump hats. Let me think about that. Weird hair. I mean, Donald Trump has the weirdest hair in America, so I don't know what you're talking about that. So I'm going to dismiss the weird hair thing immediately because that's just hypocrite. Masks. Nobody really wears masks unless they're immunocompromised these days. I know at the time people were very afraid of COVID, and they were very afraid that other people weren't getting on board and trying to help get rid of the scourge of COVID. Whether or not they were right, the feelings were real. And so I don't know. I don't think that that's the same thing, since the COVID, the mask was more of like a prophylactic against the scourge of virus, the viral scourge. But let me think. What was the last thing? Masks and what was the other thing? Pride flags. Oh no, pride flags. What's the pride flag so scary about? Pride flags don't tell you anything about. Pride flags just means that you have solidarity with people who are LGBTQ+, right? I don't think that means that you're part of the club. Like if you have a pride flag, that doesn't mean you're gay. You know what I mean? You could have a pride flag and not be gay, but you would never wear a MAGA hat unless you were a MAGger. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think those are the same either. So 3 for 3, I think you're out. No, I don't think you're right about that. But thank you for the question. I really appreciated it. No joke. I do appreciate that. And ICE wears masks. You're right. ICE does wear masks. That's a good point, Jen from Maine. Jen from Maine. Jen from Maine. Hey, everybody. It looks like Tulsi Gabbard. You think you nailed it. I think you're right about that. Let's do another one. The next one is, will you buy Melania coin? Of course you will, right? Everyone's buying Melania coin. That's going to be the new world currency as the petrodollar declines. How much Melania coin? Oh, crap. Why did that enter? Hold on. Let me get this up here. Hide that. Start this. Here we go. Melania coin. Who will buy Melania coin? Will you buy Melania coin? I love to know, as the petrodollar goes down, you really want me to switch over to the Ruan? I don't want to spend Ruans. I don't want to spend Chinese currency, but Melania coin? Come on. I'm telling you, Melania coin's going to the moon, guys. This is financial advice. Buy Melania coin. You're going to love it.
Natural disasters are not political. In other words, the Trump administration again denies disaster funding for Colorado as the president promises to punish the state over election claims. It's fair to ask what happens if disaster aid.
Put 1 in the chat if you think that Melania coin is the bee's knees and you can't wait to buy more. Or put 2 in the chat if you think Melania coin is not going anywhere.
America becomes overtly.
I think it's going to the moon. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are dead wrong about Melania coin. It's going to be the new world currency.
Partisan. Our Mark Salinger looks at what happens next.
When rivers and creeks in southwestern Colorado flooded last October, there was an expectation the federal government would help Colorado recover. That expectation was wrong.
This is not a red or blue issue. These are residents that are needing assistance.
Matt Salka understands it. He's a Democratic county commissioner in La Plata County. This week he found out the Trump administration yet again blocked emergency FEMA funding to help his county recover, denying an appeal to a major disaster declaration submitted by the governor.
La Plata County did everything right. We documented the damage, we met the thresholds, and we made our case.
FEMA validated more than $13 million worth of damage across La Plata, Archuleta, and Mineral counties from the flooding.
Wow.
Another $27 million worth of damage were verified by FEMA.
So why do we need a federal government? Why do we need a federal government? All you guys love the feds. Why do we need a federal government if the Colorado River floods and we don't get any money for it? If Colorado's like, hey, we have a disaster, we filled out all your paperwork, we did everything right, the governor declared a state of emergency, can we get some help? And Donald Trump's just like, no, FEMA, we don't have enough money for it because the Democrats, Joe Biden. I mean, remember when I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina, there were floods someplace. I think it was South Carolina, right? And Donald Trump was saying that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden stole money from FEMA, and that's why it wasn't getting to the people quickly enough. That wasn't the case at all. FEMA was there. People were shooting at FEMA because MAGers are crazy. They had all of this trouble where they were trying to deliver aid, and they couldn't get the aid to them, not only because of the weirdos, but because of all sorts of other issues. And it wasn't a disaster. It was people were trying to help. FEMA was boots on the ground. But here, Colorado asked for help from the government that we pay for, and they're like, no. So why do we even need one? Why do we need a government? Looks like Melania coin. You guys don't have the faith in Melania coin? Dang it. I thought we were on the same page on this, guys.
From the Lee and Elk fires in Rio Blanco County, the Trump administration blocked federal disaster aid for both the floods and the fires.
We should never have a president who plays politics with disaster relief money.
Democratic Senator Michael Bennet says Colorado can no longer rely on federal aid, even after a disaster. He's working to introduce legislation that would take the president out of the equation.
We're having
Democrats are the other regime. Democrats are just the same regime, World USA Life. It's the same regime. Like, I don't know. Maybe... You know me, I think it's a unitard party. You guys argue between Coke and Diet Coke thinking that it's going to be great, but I just look at the propaganda and I can't believe that we're still paying for a federal government when we're just being denied FEMA. We pay for FEMA. I pay for FEMA, you pay for FEMA. Yesterday was tax day. That's what we're supposed to be paying for, but there's no money in FEMA. Why not? Where'd that money go? Oh, it went to Iran? It went to Israel? Is that where the money is? I'd love to know. Where's my FEMA money? Like, when there's a disaster, I hope your area, wherever you live, does not have a disaster. I really hope it doesn't, because the way it looks, it's not what happened at all. That what happened, joiners? Why don't you tell me, joiners? Tell me what happened. You can call in on at 1 o'clock. Go for it. Come on now.
conversations with my colleagues in the Senate to see if we can pass a piece of legislation that would allow for Congress to make these judgments.
What didn't happen in South Carolina? They were trying to get FEMA help. It was not good. It was a fumble. There was lots of opposition. It was very difficult to deliver aid to South Carolina. I was in Asheville. I had friends in Asheville, and North Carolina too. North Carolina was really bad too. I mean, there were floods. It was bad, but they were at least trying to help. Now, Donald Trump just says, FEMA, what money? We don't have a FEMA. FEMA's not here. Sorry, unavailable. Hang up. That's what's going on now.
Without the president's involvement, so that we can take his politics out of it.
It's very hard for us to be able to make significant repairs, at the state level.
Kevin Klein is the state's emergency management director. He knows recovery efforts will take longer, and Coloradans will have to foot more of the bill, regardless of who they voted for.
Some projects just won't get done. Some that will just take longer to do. Some will get done through other means.
The recovery here in Colorado continues, now without the money that was once expected from Washington.
It should not be political. These are residents that are needing assistance to help lower that burden.
So while Colorado is, of course, a blue state, the fires in Rio Blanco County, for example, and some of the flooding in southwestern Colorado happened in red counties that voted for President Trump. In fact, the congressman who represents La Plata, Archuleta, and Mineral counties is a Republican. We asked Jeff Hurd, the congressman, for an interview today about President Trump denying money from his county, but did not hear back. He alarmed with the entire Colorado.
It's because Donald Trump doesn't actually care about Republican or Democrat. He doesn't give a shit. Oh, it's a blue state. He doesn't care. He cares about the power. He would if the whole state promised Donald Trump to kiss his ass for the money, he would give it to him, because that's what he wants. He wants the money. He doesn't give a shit about any of the other stuff. He doesn't care. He really doesn't even care about money. He cares about power. Doge costs more than it saved. Fully expect the restoration of a functional state is going to cost tremendously. Yeah, that's the dromosphere. You could tear down the Colosseum in a day, but it took years to build. Tens of years. It took decades to build the Colosseum, but you could tear it down in a day easily. Anyway, thank you. I'm surprised you guys aren't as maxi on the Melania as I am. Melania coin. You guys aren't as maxi on the Melania coin as me, but only 2 people said that they would buy Melania coin. It's too bad. That's too bad. He wants people to scream and cry when he shows up. Yeah, he wants to be John Lennon or something. John Lennon said we were bigger than Jesus. Oh my God, there are still people out there that hate John Lennon because he said that he was bigger than Jesus. We're bigger than Jesus. We're more popular than Jesus, Paul. We're more popular than Jesus, Paul. In Liverpool, they don't even accept us like this. We're more popular than Jesus here, Paul. And people still hate John Lennon for saying that. But they love Donald Trump. What the hell, man?
It's an extraordinary claim by the Ukrainian.
Do you think Jesus would want to help those people in Colorado who are destitute because they have a natural disaster? Do you think Jesus would want to help them? I think he would. I think so.
Leader. For the first time since the war began, Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukrainian forces were able to retake territory seized by the Russians using only an army of robots. Zelensky, appearing in a heavily produced video address on Monday, said the enemy position was captured by ground systems and drones without infantry involvement and without losses on the Ukraine.
Man, this is something you don't see very often. Highly produced videos from heads of state. I mean, I'm getting used to just seeing AI propaganda. I mean, we've entered the full-on dystopia mode. We only see AI propaganda right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't believe we just see AI slop as propaganda. At least good old Vladimir Putin shows, Vladimir Zelensky. Sorry, I get them confused. Volodymyr Zelensky. He's at least doing, I have robot army. I have robot army. We attack Russia. It take much time, but we earn time back. We earn land back with the beautiful Russian and Ukrainian war. I fight with robots. The robots are coming.
Ukrainian side. The president also revealing that drones have carried out roughly 22,000 missions on the front lines just in the past 3 months.
I mean, just an army of robots are fighting now. It's just a robot army now, guys. Killing Russians.
In other words, said Zelensky, lives were saved more than 22,000 times when a robot went into the most dangerous areas instead of a warrior. Among experts, both the announcement and the video were met with cautious skepticism. Is this a slick PR move, or is this an actual significant breakthrough in the battle?
Rick James, are you serious with this shit? Are you serious? You can't be serious. Orange Man bad and illegals good. What's an illegal, you dumb piece of shit? Why? You're so stupid. What's an illegal? What's an illegal? Donald Trump's an illegal. Donald Trump is an illegal. You understand? He's an illegal. He's done so many illegal things. He's a criminal. He's an illegal. He's an illegal president.
Field.
It's both a slick PR move and a breakthrough in the battlefield. There have been some real advances in Ukraine that I think are very notable, but there is an awful lot of public relations and, frankly, marketing involved in this latest video.
In January.
Yes, we're making robots to that's exactly right. We make robots to fight other robots so we can making robots to take real people's jobs. Bingo. We're making robots to take people's jobs. If a robot can kill a man, then certainly a robot can drive a truck. Certainly a robot can make my coffee. Certainly a robot can do my dishes, right? We don't need people anymore. Shit, you won't even need to have a girlfriend anymore. You'll just fuck a robot. Ain't that going to be sweet when you're at home and you want to sleep and you're wishing that someone was warm next to you? You just turn the robot on and they just heat up a little bit just to the desired temperature you like. No more waking up next to a sweaty girlfriend because you're both hot under the blankets and you've been too maxy on the cuddling, you know. You had an intense cuddling experience and you're all sweaty, you know how it is. You wake up in the middle of the night, you're stuck together because you're all sticky and sweaty. You don't have to do that anymore. You just get a robot for that. Ain't that going to be sweet? They'll adjust to your temperature. Donald Trump's already doing it. He's already banging robots with his robot penis because he needed to have an implant to try to feel like a real man. So now he's got a robot penis. How embarrassing, right? Can you imagine getting a robot penis? It'd be so embarrassing, man. Like, even if you got one of those micro things, it's still like, don't do the robot penis, guys. Like, find someone who likes micro penis. There's people out there. The world is, you just need to meet people. The world is vast. People like, I don't know. I never understood women who could like to have hairy legs. There's guys that love girls with hairy legs. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? I never understood, like, just be who you want to be. If you want to shave your legs, shave your legs. Some guys like shaved legs. You got a micro penis. Some girls love micro penis. You got a big old one like me. You gotta find girls that like the big ones. It's hard. It's hard either way. Women are afraid of big ones too. Like, you gotta. So it'd be so embarrassing to like put a robot penis on, man. Gross. What is going on with Elon Musk? It's so nasty.
Defense manufacturer DevDroid posted this video saying it showed a ground robot equipped with artificial intelligence taking 3 Russian soldiers captive. The Ukrainian battalion posting this similar video, which appears to be from the same incident. How much territory Ukraine was able to...
I know you're joking about I want a Scarlett Johansson doll, but you know stuff like that's coming, right? Like that will be a revenue stream for future starlets. Like there's whoever's the next Scarlett Johansson will have as part of her product mix. She'll do film. She'll have a record out doing fake, singing. She'll have an OnlyFans. She'll have a robot that you can buy that looks like her. They'll have all of that in the future. That's what the world's going to look like. It's going to be weird. Who said they have robot penises? Elon Musk. I mean, the rumor is from people who have seen it that he has a botched penis implant. And that's why he has women sign a non-disclosure NDA, an NDA, not DNA, NDA, an NDA every time he shows it to anybody. So, I think it would be embarrassing if I had to have a woman sign an NDA every time we went to bed. But that's just me. I have this thing called a conscience and shame and, I don't know, self-awareness, I guess. Those guys don't, man. They don't feel the same way as I do about stuff like that.
Recapture and how many Russian soldiers surrendered as a result of the operation lauded by Zelensky is unclear.
I think the Ukrainians are trying to bring a lot of attention to their drone capabilities recently.
Elon Musk has NDA in his DNA. Yeah.
They began assisting American forces in the Middle East. I think this video is capitalizing on that. I think the actual tactical event was probably a little bit smaller than we're led to believe through this video.
Zelensky is in Europe this week meeting with allies and looking to make more arms deals. In response, Russia's defense ministry saying today that European plans to increase drone supplies to Ukraine are dragging those countries into a war with Russia at an ever faster pace.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear that that's what's happening, right? The ever faster pace, the drones. Guess who's building drones? Do you know who's building all the drones? The Trump family. The Trump family has a drone company? Yes, the Trump family has a drone company. Can you believe it? Of course they do. Barron, Eric, and Don Jr., they own a drone company. It's almost as if this stuff is writing itself. My goodness. Aren't you excited that your president is waging war overseas and encouraging wars to continue that should be over by now because he can sell drones to both sides? Aren't you just pleased as punch? I'm sure that's what you voted for. Is that what you voted for? Yeah, man, that's what I voted for. I voted for Donald Trump, and let me tell you, I voted for more drones on the battlefield, and I want him to make money because he is Jesus Christ reincarnated. He is the second coming. Donald Trump is the Messiah, and how dare you say otherwise? Of course, the Messiah. In the Bible, it says that he who returns as me shall bring with him the drones. Nobody knew what they meant in the Bible when Jesus said that when I return, I will bring drones and eternal war. It was a weird thing for him to say since he was the Prince of Peace and all that. So it's kind of strange, but who am I to question Jesus Christ?
A possible shakeup in the airline industry. A report says Spirit Airlines could begin liquidating as early as this week. Matt Rivers joins us from LaGuardia Airport with the details. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Michael. Spirit Airlines has seen its fair share of financial difficulties recently.
Oh, yeah, Rick James. Rick James is like, yeah, that's what I voted for. I loved it. Yeah, man. Where's Rick James? Where are you? Don't hate us because you lost. It's not about losing, dumb shit. It's about selling drones to Ukraine while the war continues because of him. It's weird. Isn't that weird? You don't think that's weird? You're totally okay with it? All right, cool. You're pro-war. It's so funny that all these maggers, they're so pro-war now. Remember when they were like, I'm totally against it. Remember when they were like, if Kamala Harris gets elected, we'll be in World War III. Here we are. No Kamala Harris. We're still starting World War III. How weird. Do you think that was a projection? Donald Trump is he's the worst liar in the world. And people like this idiot in my chat, they still fell for it. And they continue to fall for it. Yeah. If Kamala, if she becomes president, it's World War III. She'll bomb Iran. She'll bomb Iran. She will. Though, mark my words. If she becomes president, she'll bomb Iran, and you know she will. It's like, methinks the lady doth protest too much. Why does Donald Trump keep talking about how Kamala Harris is the one going to bomb Iran? And Kamala Harris was like, huh? And here we are. Donald Trump's president. What are we doing? Derp.
Also, some breaking news: articles of impeachment.
Ah, shit. I wanted to talk about the Spirit Airlines. Well, Spirit Airlines is going under. They're liquidating, but of course they are, because they want to make it difficult for you to travel. They want to make it so that you can't go anywhere. They want to make it so that if you try to move, you can't. No poor people will be able to move. Spirit Airlines is going out. Sorry, po folk. I know Spirit Airlines sucked, man. Your ass hurts on those seats. They have no padding because they fucking cinched out on everything. Spirit Airlines sucked, but it was the only way poor people could get around the country at any degree of speed. So now, how will poor people get around? They won't. They just won't. We're having a second-class citizen. We're having second class of citizens in America. Those who can afford to fly and those who cannot. That's what the world's going to look like. But hey, Ryan Duffy says, just, dress up more. Dress up more when you go to the airport, okay? Dress up more.
Introduced in Congress against none other than Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Did Spirit close? Spirit is liquidating. Yeah, Spirit is liquidating assets, which means, yeah, they're closing. You don't start selling off planes if you're not on the way out. They're about to close down their shop. Like, that brand might still exist, but Spirit Airlines as we know it is spirit in the wind.
The allegations: abuse of power, politicization of the armed forces, and obstruction of congressional oversight. So let's talk about it. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small. Torian, let's get right to these articles of impeachment: the who, what, where, when, and why. Who's behind this, and what's the why?
Yeah, Representative Yasmin Ansari from Arizona. She's putting forth this after telegraphing it earlier in the week that this is the direction that she's going. In these articles of impeachment, there are about 6 articles here. It's for unauthorized war use.
It's a race now. They're trying to impeach Pete Hegseth. Do you think they're going to be able to do it? I think Tulsi Gabbard's going first. I think that our poll is still on point.
Against Iran and reckless endangerment of United States service members, violations of the law of armed conflict and targeting.
Kamala would have been a disaster. I mean, I'm not a fan of Kamala Harris. I don't like her at all. I disliked Kamala Harris before you knew who she was, because she was the Attorney General of California and also the district attorney before that. And so, never liked Kamala Harris. But worse than Trump, disaster. We're in a disaster. If you think she'd be more of a disaster than Trump, then you should buy Melania coin. Buy Melania coin if you think that Kamala Harris would be worse than Donald Trump at this point. On April 16th, 2026, if you think that Kamala Harris would have been worse than what we got right now, then you should buy Melania coin, because, man, you have faith that I don't know. You got faith of the heart. Got faith of the heart. You got faith of the heart, guys. Man, I envy you. I wish that I could believe in something and not let it go like that when new evidence arises. I wish I could do that. Like, just hold on to a belief so hard that even though new evidence confronts me, I'm still going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to it even tighter. Kamala Harris would have been worse. 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 Come on, man. Come on. You think Kamala Harris would have bombed that school full of little girls? You think Kamala Harris would have made gas prices $6.50? You think Kamala Harris would have perpetrated the bloodiest year for federal agents killing people? You think under Kamala Harris? I mean, to put things in perspective, federal agents, ICE, killed about 58 people in 8 years under Barack Obama during the biggest deportation ever. Donald Trump, his ICE agents killed 34 in their custody in the first year. Ugh. Gasp. But Kamala Harris is bad. 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 CCOT. Yeah, CCOT. You think that Kamala Harris would have sent people to concentration camps in El Salvador and sucked the dick of a fucking dictator named Bukele? Bukake Bukele? I don't think so. Yeah, is Kamala in the Epstein files a million times? Is Kamala Harris in the Epstein files a million times? I guess that should be the only question. Is Kamala Harris in the Epstein files a million times? Is Kamala Harris in the Epstein files more than Jesus is in the Bible? Is Kamala Harris a convicted rapist? Is Kamala Harris a felon? A convicted felon? Is she any of those things? She would be a disaster, though. She would have. No! Like, that's the thing. That's what you guys look like to me. La 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 la. Like, I wish I could be more like you. I envy you so much that you could just put a wall around your brain once Donald Trump puts that little seed in there. Kamala Harris is so bad. World War III. Blah 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 blah. And you just kept that. But every time new information comes out, you're like, Kamala. You're just like, Biden. It's amazing. It really is remarkable. And truly, I'm not joking. I really am jealous of you. I'm jealous.
Civilians, negligence and reckless handling of sensitive military information, obstruction of Congress and oversight, abuse of power, politicization of the armed forces, and conduct bringing disrepute upon the United States and its armed services. I do want to point out, though, that the likelihood that this goes anywhere is pretty low, especially considering this is a member of the minority party who it's unclear if she got backing or the support from Democratic leadership.
CNN. Oh, yeah. Everything I say you can see on CNN. Dan, you must not have been watching very long. Is this your first time here, dipshit? First time here, Dan. You must be your first time here. Again, Dunning-Kruger effect. You just got here. Everything you say, they say on CNN. No, I criticize CNN every day. Thanks.
Before moving forward with this, on top of that, the threshold for articles or impeaching a cabinet member is pretty high, considering it would have to go through the Senate, even if all Democrats were to support this measure and a handful of Republicans needed to pass it through a simple majority of the House for it to actually stick. But I also got to point out the parallel here between what we saw.
I would never have as much money as Elon Musk because I want to go to heaven. I'll just give it all away. I would never have it. No one with any moral fabric whatsoever would ever have as much money as Elon Musk. You wouldn't. You would literally sell off what you could and give it all away. There's no ethical way to hoard that much money like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold. You can't eat it. You can't eat the gold, Charlie. You can't eat the gold, Charlie. Dragons don't eat gold. But they love it.
In the last administration, when Republicans looked to impeach DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, while it did just narrowly pass out of the House, he was impeached after unsuccessfully being impeached their first effort. It ultimately was dismissed by the Senate, even though the majority in the Senate were Republicans at that time.
Okay, this begs a question relative to the articles of impeachment. So right now, as you point out, minority party doesn't look like this could have a lot of legs going forward. But what happens if the Democrats take Congress after the midterms? Could this be a bellwether of a plan by Democrats to maybe pursue impeachment again against Mr. Hegseth and other members of the Trump administration?
Sure, it depends on where Democrats want to expend their political capital. Assuming that it's best case scenario for them after the midterms, they win both the House and Senate. Again, the threshold in the Senate for this to actually stick would be pretty high. It would require 2/3 majority there. So there's just no pathway for it that actually being substantive. And then also it could be pretty divisive when they're looking to regroup for 2028. So I think what we could see is an effort to reintroduce.
Why would it be divisive at this point if 75% of Americans hate the war in Iran and Pete Hegseth has had all these 2 Signalgate leaks and I don't know, he's sending war plans over WhatsApp and shit. He should be impeached. He should be gone by now. But it's really difficult to do because the MAGers they love him. They love him and they love Donald Trump so much that they won't actually do what needs to be done and get rid of Pete Hegseth. I think Tulsi Gabbard's going first. Donald Trump will fire Tulsi Gabbard long before Pete Hegseth gets the axe. But Pete Hegseth definitely deserves it, right?
Stephen Miller, Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor.
Yeah, Stephen Miller. Look how happy he is to be talking with his best gay friend. Look at that shit. Isn't this good? Jesse Waters and Steve Miller, man. I was begging for
Miller,
this.
they said the president had no plan to secure the strait, and looks like it's going pretty well. Never listen to a panicking, Jesse.
It looks like it's going really well. It looks like it's going really, really well. Yeah, it's bang up job down there in Iran, boys. Never fight uphill, my
Do
boys.
very well in life. Ignore the panicins, right? They were the ones who warned of calamity in Venezuela and ended up being one of the greatest single foreign policy, military, geopolitical maneuvers in world history. What you're watching now in Iran with the implementation of
Venezuela was the greatest foreign policy maneuver in world history, boys. Is that what you think? Do you think that... Hold on a second. Should I do a poll on that even? I was going to do a poll on it, but it seems like a waste of time. Do you think that Venezuela was the greatest foreign policy maneuver in world history? Solarpunk Vegan, thank you. Standing up against false equivalencies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Solarpunk Vegan. I appreciate that. You're my first donation of the day. How are we going to continue this channel if you're the only one, Solarpunk Vegan? Thank you so much for contributing. I really appreciate you so friggin' much. So friggin' much. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
this blockade is the total resetting of the American power dynamic for the next 100 years. President Trump is saying, we, the United States, have the world's not just most powerful military, most powerful Navy. And whoever controls this...
Not just the most powerful military, the most powerful Navy. Yeah, it kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Like, do we have to always... Why do we have to keep on reminding people that we have a big military? Everybody knows we pay more for our military than the next 10 countries combined. We know. We all know we pay too much for our military. We all know about it. Guys, do I need to remind you how big our military
is able to control the outcomes in any foreign policy showdown. And so President Trump has put Iran in a box. He's played the checkmate move. And so now, no matter what path Iran chooses, America wins. If Iran chooses the path of a deal, then that's great for the world. That's great for everybody. If Iran chooses the path of economic strangulation by blockade, then the world will pass Iran by. New energy routes will be established. New supply chains will be established. Other nations throughout the region, throughout the world, and especially America, will power the world. And Iran will become a footnote. So that's the choice.
Iran will become a footnote. Wow, he's still talking about killing everybody, huh? No, anti-Semitic Democrats are real. I mean, Democrats and Republicans are the same thing. When will you realize this, John Anthony? They're the same. They're the same, dude. They're the same. Why do you guys keep on trying to tell me that they're different? They're the same in every way that matters. And yet you guys are still like, oh, Republicans and Democrats are so fucking different. Yeah. It's Coke and Diet Coke, bruh. Aspartame versus high fructose corn syrup. And you're like, oh, they're totally different, totally different, totally different, totally different.
Iran has, and President Trump has put America into a win-win posture.
You know, they accuse the president of having no strategy. He's just kind of flying by the seat of his pants. You look at Venezuela.
Maybe that has something to do with the fact that he said it was only going to last 2 weeks, and it's been 6 or 7 now. 6, 7, am I right? 6, 7. We got 6, 7 weeks now of this idiotic war that nobody asked for. Our gas prices are hitting us so hard that I don't know how the hell I'm going to make ends meet. And I'm really doubting how the fuck I'm going to keep going as a YouTuber. I'm seriously thinking I've got to go get a stupid job working for some asshole again. And that's like the last thing I want to do. All because of this war. And the fucking military. I'm sick of paying this bullshit taxes for a bullshit military to do bullshit wars that affect me negatively. Like, it's really remarkable. Like, it'd be different if, okay, no, it wouldn't be different to me, but it would be at least different to most Americans that if you were going over there and you bombed Iran and all of a sudden gas prices went to $1 a gallon, then maybe people would be like, yeah, that was a good idea. Most people probably would be. I wouldn't. I don't think it's fair to trade blood for oil, but still. You know, most people would be okay with it as long as you kept those gas prices down.
You look at drill, baby, drill. You look what's happening with Iran and the Strait, and now China, Indonesia, the deals we've cut with the Japanese and the South Koreans. It does look like there's a strategy to counter the Chinese and make America energy dominant. Why don't they accept that? If I can see it, well, they should be able to see it too.
Why don't they just accept it? Classic date rape shit. Why don't you just let it happen? Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Shh, 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 shh. Just let it happen. Why do these guys always sound like date rapists when they talk about stuff like this? Parallelist, thank you. Keep going and move to New Mexico. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal. I might just go to New Mexico. I'd have to move everything. It sounds like such a nightmare moving, man. And I love California. I'm from California. And I'm in my mom's house, and the house reminds me of my mom, you know? My mom died a couple years ago, and I don't know. It just seems so dumb to leave. I feel like I could make it if I could just make it. If I could just make it. I'm so close, Parallelish. I'm so goddamn close. That's the thing. When you're so close, it's like... But I could try just sell everything and move to New Mexico. I don't know how yet, how to do it. I'd have to it's just such a hassle fucking moving everything and selling everything and getting a dumpster and throwing everything in the trash. It's a lot. It's a lot. Move but don't sell. Well, I can't move but not sell. What do you mean move but not sell? I have to sell. The whole point is sell and then not pay not pay mortgage anymore. That's the whole point. So that I could focus on my channel and not worry about money anymore. That's the whole point. Throwing your vote away? What's throwing your vote away? You're not throwing your vote away by voting third party, if that's what you mean. Yeah, that's tough, Sky. I know, Frankie Berry. That's the thing. Rent out your home. Yeah, I could do that. I could rent out the home. People rent out the home for a lot of money. God damn it. People do that. And then you have to give 10% to a management company because you're not going to be here to do it. Man. Just give it 2 more weeks, Jack. That's it. I'm just going to give it 2 more weeks. That's it. I should do like the Donald Trump's. You know what, Nurse Rod? You're so right. Just 2 more weeks. I'm just going to give it 2 more weeks. Just give it 2 more weeks. Give it 2 more weeks. Give it 2 more weeks. That's a great idea. Great idea. Great idea. In a decade, you'll thank me. You're right. I will. Focus on your singing career. For sure. Landlord Sky. Yeah, exactly. My grandmother rents her spare room out for $800. I thought about doing that. Renting out a room. Get some like Soka University student or something. People do that. Yeah, take on a border. 2 more weeks. We're just going to go 2 more weeks.
Because it's a total discrediting, Jesse, of the corrupt politicians and corrupt systems that brought America to its knees. Our wealth, our treasure, our power has been bled from us for 50 years.
You're right, Sayard. Yeah, my 90 days is not over. You're totally right. I said I wasn't going to make any decisions in 90 days. Why am I freaking out? You're totally right. But it's hard because I was not freaking out until tax day, until taxes. And I was like, fuck me, man. I just took a huge blow. I just took a huge hit with taxes. And I'm just like, God damn it. I'm just taking it. They just shut the Strait of Hormuz on me, man. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was going okay, and then they shut the Strait of Hormuz. Damn it.
We won World War II, and then we decided that we were going to get rid of the Department of War, we were going to get the Department of Defense, and we were going to have a politically correct foreign policy. And we sent away our jobs, we sent away our wealth, we sent away our industry, and we gave other countries a chance to compete against us. President Trump has used trade policy, energy policy, manufacturing policy, and yes, hard military power to ensure another century of American dominance. And what's important for your viewers to understand is our quality of life that we have in America is purchased by American strength. The reason why our GDP per capita...
Yeah, taxes are way better, but it's not really about... My federal taxes would still screw me, but that's not the problem. It's the fact that like my mortgage is too high for my income. That's it. That's all it is. Too many expenses. I've had too many expenses since my mom died. Like I have a lawyer that I got to pay off. It's just there's too many little things nickeling and diming me.
blows every other nation out of the
And everything works out. Everything's like, okay, I'm making it. And then, boom, taxes. And you're like, fuck you assholes.
water is because of American strength. That's why we're able to enjoy the life that we enjoy, but it was threatened as never before until...
Why is he so slanted? I think he must have, like, he's always like this, and then he always does this. He's got something, I think he's got some kind of disability, like maybe a multiple sclerosis thing or something. He's got something going on. He's always doing... You ever notice when he talks, he's always doing this? He's always bent over, and he's always bent, and he's always doing this weird thing with his head. It's weird. He's just a spaz. That's not very nice to say, yeah. California loves taxing you all the way to Florida. I mean, it's not actually California that's the biggest problem. Make taxation unconstitutional again. Totally. Skyjack mortgage. The Skyjack mortgage. Do. Started to sell feet pictures, yeah. Well, I'm hoping, like, I was talked into doing this gaming thing because so many people want to see gaming, so I'm trying to do, like, get better at that and do some other types of content. But, you know, it might not be fast enough, you know. But, you know, we're going to keep trying. We'll, like I said, 2 more weeks, 90 days. I'm not going to make any decisions until what? What's 90 days past March 24th? March 24th, 90 days from then. That'd be June 24th, right? Right?
President Trump said, we are going to be a proud, powerful, mighty nation again. And that's what you're seeing right now play out in the Middle East, Jesse.
All right, now while we have you here, has the president said anything about Swalwell? I don't know if he said anything. Has he been following that?
Why, has he had a bad week, Jesse? I haven't been watching.
You might be busy with...
You see how he, look at it, you see how he does, did he have a bad week? You see how he's doing that thing? What's he doing?
Bigger matters of war and peace.
Couldn't have happened to a better person. But look, here's the most important thing if we have 10 seconds on this, and I'm sure you would agree with this. The most important part about this story, and look, Swalwell is a scumbag. He is a terrible person, the worst of the worst.
It's so funny that, like, Swalwell might be a scumbag and all of those things might be true because a woman is accusing him of raping her. Swalwell, it might be true. We'll find out. My guess is yes, it's true. But we'll find out. You know, we'll have a court hearing. We'll have criminal proceedings. We'll have something will happen. We'll have due process. But what's funny is they'll be like, he's a scumbag because a woman accused him of raping her. It's like, but Donald Trump, E. Jean Carroll, like he was convicted of raping E. Jean Carroll. Donald Trump's a great man. He would never do anything like that, and it's all phony. It's not real. The court cases are completely lies. All lies. Pete Hegseth, a woman was raped by Pete Hegseth, and he paid her off. Pete Hegseth's a great man. He never did that. That's all lies. All unsubstantiated. It's all lies. Swalwell. A woman said that he raped her. He's a scumbag. He's the worst of the worst. He's the worst human being who ever lived. What a horrible human being. I hate that guy. They haven't even had the court hearing yet. They've got nothing. Like it hasn't even started. I mean, I think he's probably guilty, but we'll find out. But we know that Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump are guilty of rape, and yet Stephen Miller loves those guys, holds water for those guys. Convinces other people to love them.
Worst, the lowest of the low, the most dishonest and the most dishonest. But the real story
most dishonest
here
and the most
is how
dishonest.
the Democrat Party controls its members through blackmail. It's got a blackmail file on all of its politicians, and it uses them to leverage and control them until it's time to release it.
Was that what you guys were doing with the Epstein files? Is that why you guys won't release like a ton of the Epstein files? Is that why, Steve? Why won't you release the rest of the Epstein files?
That is how sick and twisted the Democrat Party is. That's the next thread we've got to pull out here, Jesse.
All right, it's a dangerous business. We'll see how it shakes out.
It's a dangerous business. It sure is. Yeah, the Democrats are the ones with the blackmail files. I'm sure they do have blackmail files. I mean, that's how this stupid political game works. That's how the party works. But the Republicans saying that a little pot calling the kettle black here, don't you think? It's a little ridiculous. Come on, they cover for each other. Of course they do. They're like cops. Of course they cover for each other. The Republican they keep bringing up just retired wasn't ousted, and his victims committed suicide by burning their house. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Tony Gonzalez? Yep. You're absolutely right, Tony Gonzalez. That they're not bringing up that guy though. They're not bringing up Tony Gonzalez. They'll bring up Swalwell, but Tony Gonzalez also, yeah, his victim committed suicide by burning her own house. Yeah, you're totally right. Thank you for contributing to the Skyjack mortgage. Thank you so much. What's with that neck twitch? You never noticed that? He's always doing that. I don't know why he does it. Something's going on with something's always been up. Something's always been wrong with Herr Goebbels, Joseph Goebbels. It's weird. I've noticed it from day one. Tony was a rhino. Oh, God, yeah. There's always he's not a real Republican. I love that shit when people do that shit. I love that so much. Like, the Nazis weren't really Christian. I love when people do that. That's my favorite, when people you point out someone in their clan that's been doing something horrible. Well, they weren't real. They weren't really Democrats. That's not a real Democrat. Same thing. The vegans do the same thing. He's not a real vegan. He was never a real vegan. It's always this weird clanish, cultish shit, man. Vegans do the same thing. Well, he wasn't a real vegan if he's like that, then. I mean, clearly he's not a real vegan. Fucking hell. It's so disgusting.
Controversial influencer Clavicular says he is home from the hospital after he appeared to suffer an overdose during a live stream.
What? Clav? Oh, no, not Clavicular. I've been Looksmaxing, and you're telling me that he overdosed on the hammer? What the hell? What are we going to do, man? Man, it's a tick? I think he's got oh, shit. Maybe he's got Parkinson's. He could have Parkinson's. What's that disease that, God, I'm trying to remember what Michael J. Fox has. Is it Lou Gehrig's? What does Michael J. Fox have again? What's the disease that Michael J. Fox has? Yeah, it's Parkinson's. He's got Parkinson's. He had Parkinson's really young. Sky, please stop throwing your own kind under the bus every 3 weeks. Ben, where were you? I was asking you something about German. Damn it. Where were you? Where were you when I needed the German help? Throwing my own kind? My own kind? Do I have a kind? I don't know if I have a kind. My kind anarchists? I'm not throwing any anarchists under it. ALS? No, I think he has Parkinson's. Tourette's. Don't forget he painted on his hair. Oh, you think that he has Tourette's? He might have Tourette's. That's a Tourette's thing, like a weird tick. Yeah, that could be Tourette's. If he has Tourette's or one of these horrible, I don't know what he's got. Right? I don't know what he's got, Mr. Steve Miller. But if he's got an actual disability, it humanizes him, and I don't want to humanize him. I don't want people remembering that Steve Miller's a human being as he hurts others. The mortgage kind. Oh, yes, people with mortgages. I keep throwing them under the bus. Damn it. Americans? It's just a tick. Maybe Mitatsug. Yes. You're talking about people who have mortgages? I'm throwing them under the bus? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I try not to throw my kind under the bus. People who are impoverished and politically vulnerable, I try not to throw them under the bus. But I'm trying my hardest, man. Please like and subscribe. Everyone, please hype the video. Please, have you hyped the video? Have you ever hyped a video? You gotta move the thing this way and then hit the hype button. It's right under the video, and you swipe and then you click hype. Please hype the video. Hype the live stream. Hype it, baby. Have you ever hyped? Hype it. Like it. Double tap the screen. Hit the emoji erection on the right-hand side of the screen. Hit one of those emojis. It's supposed to help with the robots. The robots love it when you do it. They feel tickled pink when you hit that emoji erection, and you hit the heart, and the little erection comes, and then you just tickle it. You hit different emojis on there. It's great. The robot loves it.
Stream last night. CBS News chief correspondent Matt Gutman has more.
This story focuses around Braden Peters, also known as Clavicular, an online influencer who was one of the pioneers of something called Looksmaxing. Tuesday night in Miami, he appeared woozy on this live stream.
Oh my God, he's the Oh no, he's the pioneer of Looksmaxing, and this is what's happening.
Streamed constantly, and then appears to overdose. He is carried out of this nightclub by security, loaded into a waiting SUV. You can see an ambulance right behind, and then very early the next morning, he posted about having taken too much of a substance and getting these scratches on his face from some sort of respirator that was used in the hospital. Now, Peters, also known as clavicular or clav as he prefers, has gained a lot of controversy.
Why does he call himself clavicular? I never understood that. Why does that guy call himself clavicular? Where's the name come from? Clavicular, the real name Braden Peter. Braden. Hey, Braden. Dude, Braden. Adopted his name after his obsession with the width of his clavicles, his collarbones. He's obsessed with his own collarbones, so he calls himself clavicular. Dude, what is up with that? I love my collarbones so much. Call me Clav. What? You guys, I love my forehead so much. I'm so proud of. Call me forehead. Call me forehead. I got a big old forehead. Call me noggin. From now on, everyone, I'd like you to call me noggin because I love my forehead so much. I love having a really big forehead. I think it makes me look super smart. So call me noggin from now on, okay? Jesus Christ.
Recently, because of Looksmaxing and the extremes he has taken and other young people have taken to increase or maximize their attractiveness to women. Peters has talked about smashing himself in the face with a fist, sometimes using a hammer.
Why would you smash yourself in the... God, I don't even want to know why you're smashing yourself in the face with a hammer. Let me smash myself in the face with a hammer. Julie, thank you. The community I've worked with so hard to build supports you, Sky. Thank you, Julie, for the animals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're amazing. You're amazing. Julie for the animals. I appreciate you very much. My community I work so hard for supports me. I'm just down in the dumps right now. I just took 2 big L's, you know? I just took 2 big L's and I'm looking for a W. You know what I'm saying, Julie? I just took a couple L's in the chart of life. I just took 2 big L's and I'm looking for a W. You know? That's all. I'm begging for a W. I'm begging you, God. Give me a W. Give me a W, God. Hype the video. Give me a W. Yes. I need a W. I just need a W. I got 2 big L's on the spreadsheet of life, and I need a couple dubs. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Cerebro. Yeah, call me Cerebro. Emphasis on the bro. Call me Cerebro because I love my big noggin. I'm like clavicular. He's obsessed with his clavs. Your W is on its way. I hope you're right, Maria Jimena. I hope you're right. I'm Looksmaxing over here. I'm trying to Looksmax. April 15th L's. Man, I took a big L in March. I took a big L in April. I'm looking for a fucking... Oh, God damn it. I just need a break, son of a bitch. You know, I'm a lucky guy. I feel like I've been lucky my whole life, but God damn, I feel like I've just taken some hits this year. I'm just getting kicked while I'm down, man. January, I took a hit. March, I took a hit. February... Man, I don't even remember February. It's a short month, you know. I was too busy celebrating African American History Month to remember what the hell happened on... I don't even know what happened in February. But January, I took an L. March, I took an L. April, I took an L. I just need a fucking break, bruh. I'm just getting kicked while I'm down. Please, God, Lord God, please help me. Don't give up, says Nurse Rod. Thank you. That's what I need. I need a little bit of good positive energy, man. I need some of that I need some maxing. I need to max. That's it. Took an L, put them back. An L, yeah, I know. I need to put those L's back on that shit. I need to. Yeah. Last night took an L, but today I'll bounce back. I need to bounce back. Like that one song. You know the song I'm talking about. Last night took an L, but today I'll bounce back. I don't know how the rest of the song goes. I used to know the words of that song, but it's been a while. I got G-Max. I need to be G-Maxing. I need to be maxing on the positive energy, man. That's what I need to do. Yeah, bruh. I need to. Broadcast from the LR. The LR. The loser room? What's the LR? The living room? You mean to broadcast from the living room? The Lebensraum? Big Sean, yeah, the Big Sean. Last night took an L, but tonight I'll bounce back. I'm sky maxing, baby. Sky maxing. You're carb maxing? Hell yeah. Max that shit. I'm sky maxing. I'm sky maxing. Yeah, seriously, bruh. God damn it. Summer's coming. I just need a couple W's on the scoreboard right now. I'm like, you know, like those first few rounds where Rocky gets his ass kicked by Drago, and Rocky just keeps on getting his ass kicked by Drago, and finally Drago's like, the man is a piece of steel. The man is a piece of steel. I'm like, Rocky, is that how hard you can hit? It's how hard you get hit, and you keep going forward. You keep moving forward. You gotta get hit. Let me tell you something you don't like to hear. Life is hard. Life is hard, and it will kick your ass if you let it. But that's not what you're gonna do, because that's the way of cowards. Okay? You ain't gonna let it happen. All right? You gotta keep going. You gotta keep getting hit, and you keep getting up. That's me. I'm just taking the hits like Rocky right now. I'm Rocky Balboa, like in the one where he says that speech to his kid. I'm like that. You keep moving forward like a piece of iron. Is he iron, not steel? I thought he said steel. He's a piece of iron. That man is a piece of iron. I must break you. I must break you. Can you imagine? I think if I were an MMA fighter or like a boxer or some shit, that's what I would do every time I went into the ring. I would go, I must break you. No matter who it was, that's what I would say. Just for funsies. I must break you. The man is a piece of steel. I have good impressions. Thank you, Nurse Rod. I'm like the Rich Little of the internet. I'm like Rich Little. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the new Rich Little tribute channel. Yes. Microdose some silo and take a trip to Costa Rica. Man, what did you say? Broadcast from LR. What do you mean LR? I don't even know what that means. What do you mean, Co-Sider? I'm looking for Co-Sider. What is Co-Sider saying? Rent out your extra room temporary. Yeah, I think about that, but I still have some shit in that room that doesn't belong to me. I got to get rid of that first. And that room is right next door. I yell in the morning time. So that person's got to be an early morning, get the fuck out of the house type of thing. So I don't know. Problem solved? I don't know about that, but maybe you're right. I don't know. It might not be fast enough, Co-Sider. That might not be very quick. It might not be quick enough. Get a permanent roommate. The problem with that is I might not be fast enough. Hey, yo, Adrian. That the best you got? Sylvester Stallone in a violent domestic situation.
To try to get a more chiseled look on his cheekbones and his jawbone, to taking methamphetamine, to steroid use since the age of 14, to the use of amphetamines in general just to stay slim as he tried to bulk up. He also gained controversy in February for allegedly instigating a fight between two women, which he live streamed in order to get clicks. He was charged with a misdemeanor in that case. He has not yet pleaded and hasn't been convicted of a crime, but it's part of a general trend which has gained him a bunch of criticism for alleged misogyny and his approach towards women in some of the live streams. And recently he did an interview on 60 Minutes Australia in which he was not apologetic for what he did. But when the interviewer asked him about his reported association with people like Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate, two very controversial online figures, he walked out of the interview. We don't know if he's going to face any charges for this. At this point, we understand he is not, and already posted again online talking about a new club that he is opening very shortly. Back to you.
He's
All right,
opening a
Thank you. The
club?
Free Press reporter River Page has written about the rise of Looksmaxing.
Looksmaxing. The rise of the Looksmaxers. I'm skymaxing. Salve President. Nice. I love it. Salve Presidente. Salve. Slave. What do they say with the whole Ukraine thing? Is it Salve Ukraine? Blowhard. Man, another Tate wannabe. I mean, Fox News anchor, Skyjack. I would love to do that. Holy shit. Not an anchor. I want to be like Jessica Tarloff, man. I would love that job. Or to just be, I want to do a show with Greg Gutfeld. Me and Greg Gutfeld doing a show. I think we would I think it would be so good. If Greg Gutfeld and I did a show together, I think it would be an amazing show. I think we would take the world by storm. Me and Gutfeld cutting it up, taking the piss, making fun of each other, just shooting, just throwing shit at each other, cracking each other up. I think that Gutfeld and I would make a bonkers TV show.
And joins us now. Okay, so for somebody who doesn't know what this is, help us understand it and some of the extreme methods that are used.
So Looksmaxing is basically this online subculture of young men who believe that they need to do whatever they can to get as hot as possible because they believe that like the only way you're going to be able to succeed in your romantic life and to a certain extent like get a good job and all this other stuff is to be attractive.
I don't know how we make that happen. I guess we need to have people tell Gutfeld. I need to meet someone who knows Gutfeld and just say, hey, we both went to Berkeley. We both like to laugh. We both like to make fun of politicians. He needs some kind of tension. Like Gutfeld, his show sucks. I think that's clear. But it's because his show, the way it's structured, sucks. He just has a bunch of people going, yeah, 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 and it's boring. It's more fun when there's people of differing opinions making jokes about each other and the politicians. That's way more funny. And it could totally work on a news station like Fox or CNN or something like that. It could totally work. And just have a balance there where I'm making fun of Trump and the Democrats and he's making fun of Republicans and Democrats and we're all making jokes about it, but we're on opposite sides, like he's pro-Trump and I'm anti-Trump. That would be such a fun show, I think. Because Gutfeld actually doesn't suck. It's just that his show sucks. Gutfeld would also love my impressions. Yeah, totally. I really do think that this would be a huge success, but there's no way for me to meet people like that. I don't know how to meet fucking Gutfeld, but it would be cool. I think we'd get along too. We both went to the same school. We probably had the same professors. I think that he could take a joke. I think we both have thick skin, I think. I think he probably has thick skin. I've got thick skin, and we could both laugh at ourselves. Because he laughs at himself all the time. Like, he drinks coffee out of a poop emoji. I mean, the guy's a fucking... And, like, that clowny vibe and, like, but still trying to be serious. Like, that's pretty fun. It could be fun. But they're not giving him what he needs. Gutfeld is, like, getting killed in the crib right now. That show sucks. But he actually has some talent. I think he could actually go far, but... Yeah. Oh, no, he does suck. Well, I mean, does his opinion suck? I think that every once in a while, dude, when he's, like, making jokes off the fly, it's fucking hilarious. But his, like, scripted thing where he's reading to the teleprompter and there's just, like, people don't get the jokes. They're kind of lame jokes. Like, his writers aren't giving him any material to work with. It's just, I just feel like he's at his best when he's on the fly making jokes with other people or making fun of other people, like insult comic stuff. Man, I would love to just sit there and start stalking him. Yeah, it would be so fun to like insult each other for like 30 minutes. Shit, me and Gutfeld insulting each other and insulting each other's favorite politicians and stuff. That'd be fun.
And I wrote about this at the Free Press, but like some of the people I interviewed one guy who was injecting filler, like hyaluronic acid.
I mean, sometimes he is. Come on. All right. Well, I'm not giving him too much credit. I guess maybe I am. I don't know. I just thought it's a cool idea, Parallelis. You might be right. Maybe I'm completely off base. I just think it sounds like a boy can dream, can't he?
Sit into his heels to try to make himself.
I'm just trying to find a W in this L world, man. I'm in the L world, okay? I'm in the L world, Parallelis. I'm trying to find W's, baby doll.
Taller. There's this thing called bone smashing where you take a hammer and you hit yourself in the cheekbone or the jaw, and the theory is that the bones will grow back stronger and more prominent.
What the fuck? There's guys out there hitting themselves with hammers. This is like when women were putting tapeworms in their belly to try to lose weight. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Women are putting tapeworms in their bellies to make them lose weight back in the old days, and now 100 years later, American men are taking hammers and smashing themselves in the face to try to make their faces look better. Looksmaxing. Yeah, they're doing that. They're looksmaxing. You're a contrarian. That's okay. I love contrarians, Parallelis. I love you, baby doll. Don't worry about it. He called people awful racial slurs. Love to see you roast him. You are funnier. Well, that would be the thing. Like, who's funnier would be kind of the game, right? And we would use politics as the ammunition to shoot at each other, right? It would be instead of like a debate show, a funny Barb show where we're making fun of each other's political opinions and taking the shit out of each other, taking the piss, as they say, you know. Like two monkeys who love politics throwing shit at each other. I think that would make good TV. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, our country is lost. Yes. I saw the vid of Clav punching his jaw over. Yeah, he sits there and he punches himself, and he takes a hammer and he hits himself, like, to do what? What does he think is going to happen? Like, he's going to swell up?
Anabolic steroid use is very, very common.
I mean, these are the extreme methods being used by influencers who also know the power of inducing rage and being outrageous. But is there evidence to show that people are following this?
Well, yeah. I mean, in my reporting, I was looking at these forums where these are people who are not famous. A lot of them alarmingly
Is it working?
young, too, like 14, they're using meth. Like, one of the quotes I have is this kid who's like, I've been using meth to make my cheeks more hollow, but my heart rate has been increasing a lot. And like, should I go to a doctor? And he listed his beats per minute. And it's just like crazy. It's a lot of these kids who are just using all these different.
I'm using meth to make my cheeks more hollow, but my heart rate won't slow down. What the hell? Thank you, one guy on Facebook who just liked the video. Thank you. I want to get my cheeks more hollow. Man, I saw this Russian model who they went in and they cut her cheeks open on the inside and then sewed them shut so she would have more of that look. That look that's like, I don't know, man. Cheeks, like, is that really is that what people want now? What was wrong with just, I don't know, like, build your fucking personality, read some goddamn books. Read some fucking books. I don't know. Watch some interesting TV. Do something. We just gotta fucking before you smash yourself in the face with a hammer or take meth to hollow out your cheeks or even start cutting out pieces of yourself. Would you please just give the old personality development thing a little try? Just a little try. You don't have to be you don't need to be like Dos Equis, most interesting man in the world. You just gotta, like, get yourself an interesting hobby. Like, you know what I mean? Shit. Learn how to crochet or some shit. I don't know. Start whittling. There's so many stupid hobbies out there. Collect some fucking stamps. At least that's more interesting than hitting yourself in the face with a hammer. What the fuck is wrong with people? What are they hoping to accomplish? What does Clav... Is Clav rich? He's not going to be rich when he dies from methamphetamines. Jesus Christ.
Drugs are buying Chinese research chemicals off the internet. It's very just like DIY. How do you say?
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
DIY. That guy made the same mistake as me. I said that Elon Musk makes his women sign DNAs, not NDAs. DIY. Ugh, God, too many acronyms in this world, right? Those are technically initialisms, but you know what I mean. Acronyms, initialisms. We don't need to be pedantic about this.
Mostly young men and boys?
Yeah, mostly young men. I don't know if I ever encountered one over like 30.
Yeah, they're going to try to get forehead implants to look more like me, just like how Elon Musk got a penis implant to look more like me. They're going to start getting forehead. Everyone wants to look like me all of a sudden. Looksmaxing, skymaxing. They're all trying to look like me. Why is Clav, you don't have to look like me. I know I'm 6'5", I'm devastatingly handsome. But look, you don't have to look like me. It's not all it's cracked up to be, baby doll. You still gotta develop the personality in order to get some kind of experience out of this rich life. You can't get a rich experience out of life if you don't, like, develop yourself. And I'm not talking about smashing yourself in the face with a fucking hammer. You gotta develop yourself, the self, not this, but this. God damn it! Everyone be skymaxing these days. Everyone's skymaxing. Donut head injections. Do you remember that shit? Oh, God, parallels. Remember the donut head injections? That was crazy. Skymaxing is not easy. You got to read books. You got to start learning about politics. You got to read philosophy. You got to travel and see the world. You can't skymax. You skymaxing. Next time you go on an excursion, where you go to a new place just to enrich yourself, well, you're skymaxing.
And a lot of them alarmingly young, like I said. I think the youngest one that I found was like 13.
What are you finding culturally that this is having its moment, that the pressure that males are facing right now?
I think that, for most of history, if you were a man, the way that you attracted a woman or whatever is that you became a provider and you became you got a good job, you got a good education, whatever. Now everybody's dating online. It's all
That's such bullshit, man. I don't know where people are getting this. Like, you become a provider, really? Women have been dating drummers since they fucking stretched an animal skin over a fucking hollowed out log. Women are like, damn, that guy's got I don't know what it is about drummers. Like, it's not because he could provide. Like, the drummer didn't get extra puka shells or something. The first guy to skin a cat and spread that skin, bloody skin, over a log and start beating it and making drum beats so that people could dance, that guy, women like those guys. I don't know why. How many women in the chat have dated a drummer? I guarantee you most women in the chat have dated a drummer. Every woman's dated a drummer. So it's not about providing. It's about being cool, bro. You can't, clavicular is terminally uncool. It is very uncool to smash your face with a hammer. That's never going to be cool, bro. Never. But I'm looksmaxing. It's never going to be cool to walk around on your tippy toes to pretend to be tall. That's never going to be cool. Short kings can be cool because they play the fucking drum. Learn how to play the guitar. Jesus, I play the guitar. Everyone who learns how to play the guitar from now on is skymaxing. Develop yourself. Learn how to draw. Like anything. Get yourself a stylophone. Learn how to use it. I never had one lesson. Check it out. Everyone thinks this is super cool. I was trying to play the Beverly Hills Cops theme right there by ear. It didn't work. But I've never had a lesson. Like, if I put 2 hours a day into that little machine, I'd be an excellent xylophone player, and some girl would think that was hot. Yeah, and plastic surgery is not trad. Yeah, what is it with this thing? Learn a language. That's exactly, guys, learn German. Learn a couple languages. It's not that hard. Like, these guys are like, oh, I think Latina girls are cool. Learn Spanish. They'll swoon because you could talk to their abuela. You know what I'm saying? If you could talk to little abuelita in broken Spanish, a Latina is going to find you super hot and cool. Clav is not going to, abuelita is not going to think you're really cool because you're smashing yourself in the face with a hammer and you're hooked on methamphetamines in order to hollow out your cheeks. God damn it.
About your face and how you look. Like, there is a sort of perverse logic to the Looksmaxing mindset, which is that it's very difficult to date as a young person if you're on the apps, if you're not very attractive. And so I think what these things like, for example, bodybuilding was like a niche outsider sport until the 80s, and then it becomes like really, really big. And so, like, this hasn't always been the case. Even if we talk about before Looksmaxing, the focus on men's bodies has like really, it's a really new thing that arose with like mass media, TV, and
yeah, but women still like dad bods, dude. Like, you don't even need, women actually generally don't need like hairless ab, the 8-pack or whatever. You don't need all that shit. You basically just need to be able to go on a hike. Okay? You don't need to look like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need to be able to go on a hike. The bar is low, bros. Listen, bros. Go on hikes. Commune with nature. There's going to be a woman that thinks that's hot AF. Okay? It ain't that hard, folks. It ain't that hard.
The 80s, and it's kind of just escalated, and now it's algorithmatized online.
And real quick, a part of that algorithm, what is clavicular's role in that, in bringing Looksmaxing now to the forefront of the zeitgeist?
Clavicular's
I mean,
role?
I don't think that we would be talking about Looksmaxing if it weren't for clavicular. He has a sort of.
It makes me think that this was all staged. This has to be staged, right? Should I stage an overdose so that I get all the clicks?
Charm about him. Yeah.
Guys, I'm overdosing right now. Oh, I'm overdosing on coffee. Oh God. Clip this before you go. Make sure you like the video. Share this before I die. Like, should I do something like that? I could do that. I'll stage a coffee overdose because I drink too much coffee and I don't sleep enough. I never sleep and I drink coffee and tea all day long. This seems like it's got to be
He uses
bullshit.
Looksmaxing lingo, which is like, I'm coffee cup maxing. I don't know. It's this really weird
Level
stuff.
up, mog.
Yeah, and a lot of people are kind of watching it as like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to talk like this.
Oh yeah, it's totally, yeah, of course it is, because they hate women. A lot of like guys like Clavicular, he hates ladies, so it must be. But this guy, it's not really. Clav is definitely doing it for the attention of men, because that's how his money. He talks everything about ROI. I get money. I want money. I want money. But the dude who's talking right now about Clavicular, he's like, yeah, well, you have to Looksmax in order to get the girls on the dating apps. Well, then get the fuck off the dating apps. If you feel ugly, get off the dating apps. I feel ugly most days. Every day, I don't have a dating app profile. I'm thinking about it, but I don't have a dating app profile. I'm thinking about it, but I don't feel like taking those pictures. Those pictures just don't seem real to me, and I don't really have pictures of me doing like. And when I take pictures at protests and stuff, I've got the dumb hat on, I've got the sunglasses on. You can't even barely tell it's me. So what am I gonna do? Take screenshots from my shows with the microphone in my face? Like, this is how most people see me. I'm not on the apps. Are you on the apps? Here, let's do a quick poll. Do a quick poll. Are you on the apps? Are you on the apps? Yup. Nope. All right, we're doing a poll right now. 1 is for yup and 2 is for nope. Which one is it? Are you on the apps? Are you on the apps? I want to know. Just as be honest, please. I left dating apps behind. Hold on. I left dating apps behind in my early 20s when they were pretty big and never looked back. Oh, everyone's saying 2. Wow. Everyone's on the nope train. Wow. I'm surprised. Whoa. No one's on the apps? I'm surprised. I thought all you guys were Looksmaxing. I don't know. I think it's weird. Like I'm not on the apps. I remember when I got divorced, Tinder was still like sorta. It was only like maybe 5 years old. Tinder was still sorta new when I got on Tinder and I went on a couple dates, and it was fine, you know. But I didn't feel it, man. Everything felt artificial and just like, yeah, just it felt fake. And I'm a person who's always looking for that, the sincerity of life, you know. I'm trying to look for something real. And everything on the app seems like it's bullshit. It seems phony. It seems artificial, and I don't like it. Wow, 0% are on the apps. Oh, come on. Not one person? You're so sexy you can't look smax. I'm sky maxing. It was fun the first decade. Yeah, I guess. Spontaneous is better. Yeah, spontaneous is better, but I mean, like, it's not always available for everybody, you know? And the apps, I know people that met on the apps and they got married and shit. So, I mean, it's clearly working for some people. Why not me? Right? I do too virtual, but I get tired of being called a dude. Who calls you a dude, Frankie? Why would they do that? I don't understand that. I don't stand that. I'm Looksmaxing via proper diet and lifestyle, waiting to find someone good instead of being a new fish for dating app troll women to try to add to their body list. Ugh, body list. God, is that a thing that people do? I didn't even know that was a thing. Gross. Or hey, more power to you, ladies. I mean, whatever you want to do. What do I care? Fuck who you want to fuck. I don't care. But I'm surprised. It's a 0%. 0% on the apps. Very surprised by that poll, actually. Congratulations, guys. I'm surprised. It's the way they talk, dude. Man, what's up? Dude, man, what's up? Oh, that's the way they talk. They say, what's up, dude? They do? God damn. That's what they do? That's crazy to me. Body count is the new insult from the right-wing douchebags. I'm too smart to be a dude. body count. Yeah, it's a free lunch. Oh, they get the free lunch. Join up, Sky, and report back. I don't know. So one of my friends owns Fira, which is like a dating app for lefties, and he owns Vegly, which is a dating app for vegans. And he said he'd give me like a free premium account because we're friends, you know. And I've done some some advertising for him and stuff. And I thought, oh, that sounds fun. I'm not really ready for it, you know. I just got, you know, I'm not ready to do that shit. But I'm thinking about it. You've been called a trans person for about 2 years now? What do you mean? How do you get called a trans person? Go for it, says Maria Jimenez. I don't know if I'm thinking about it. It seems like a waste of my fucking time. I could be editing videos or live streaming or doing something that actually builds my community. So I'd rather be building a community and talking to you guys than I would Looksmaxing for the apps. Skymaxing. I don't know. I should do it though, huh? She had a crush on me in a weird way of showing it. Nothing wrong with putting your best foot forward. Nothing wrong with that. But like, I don't even have. Can I have a free premium account? Ben from Berlin. No, but I do have actually a code. If you want to have I think I have a code where it's like 5 free carrots or something. I'll if you want a code, I'll get a code for you guys so I can do that. Give me some time. I'm Skymaxing. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know why we're talking about this except for this bullshit.
Because he's so extreme, because he was like, yeah, I started doing meth when I was 16, and I'm sterile at 20, and all this other stuff. It was just so outrageous. I think it got people's attention.
A lot to be said there for that and some other influencers there in the so-called manosphere, but we'll save that for another day. River Page.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
River Page knows Looksmaxing and AMOGing.
Now to the war in the Middle East. President Trump is praising what he calls a full blockade of Iranian ports and claims the war could end sometime soon.
Over the past 24 hours, U.S. warships issued warnings to 6 vessels that passed through the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, carrots are like their in-game currency for that app. I don't know how it all works, guys. I don't know how it works. I'm not an expert on those apps. I had Tinder for like a few months when I first moved to Vegas, and I deleted it after that, like 3 months maybe. And I never did it again because it was a fucking hassle, and the people I was meeting there were weird, and just I don't know. I don't know. It's not my thing, you know what I mean? And plus, I'm old. Like, don't women see old and they swipe? Although now I hear that women like old guys because, well, look what they got on the alternative. Like I keep on finding out that women love dudes in their 40s because we have experience of life, and you know, we still like doing shit. We don't just like playing video games all day every day and like Looksmaxing.
Meantime, Iran is now threatening to block shipping from the Persian Gulf,
But what do I know? That could just be bullshit.
the Sea of Oman, and the Red Sea.
NBC4's Conan Nolan following the latest developments out of the Middle East, including potential peace talks. Conan?
That's right. So the president today expressed optimism, as he has in the past, that the conflict in the Persian Gulf could be ending soon, possibly with an agreement, assuming peace talks will continue. But still, criticism of the conflict is not looked on favorably by this White House, even or especially if it comes from the man who sits in the chair of St. Peter.
On this motion, the yeas are 47, the nays are 52.
Another attempt by Democrats, another dead end, as majority Republicans in the Senate today refused to pass a war powers resolution that could have constrained President Trump's ability to continue the conflict with Iran, which Mr. Trump again says could be winding down, telling one news outlet it's possible
Could
the
be winding
war
down.
will be over by the time King Charles visits the U.S. later this month. Yesterday, he said a new round of negotiations could be happening over the next 2 days.
2 more weeks, everybody.
Those discussions are being had, but nothing is official until you hear it from us here at the White House. But we feel good about the prospects of a deal.
For an agreement to take place, the president says Iran must end its...
Yeah, people in their men in their 40s are stable. I'm not stable. I'm not stable, but at least I'm like level-headed. I don't know. I don't fly off the handle at my women or something. You know what I mean? I don't get in huge arguments where I'm throwing shit or anything like that. So I guess like
nuclear ambitions.
Well, first of all, if they don't, we're not making a deal. Okay, so there's no deal.
There's no deal, and we're gonna end it someday. The war will be over. What do you think? Think Donald Trump's gonna end the war?
New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani is backing a new plan to
Zoran Mamdani, everybody.
Some of the city's rich
I only put this in here because everyone's got some shit to say about Zoran Mamdani.
residents.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich.
Well, today, we're taxing it. I'm thrilled to announce we secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here.
All right, so as you heard there, this tax would apply to the...
I mean, I like that idea. What do you think about that? I mean, I am wary of Zoran Mamdani, but I know I'm going to talk to Diana the vegan this week, and she's a super fan of Zoran Mamdani. I mean, gee whiz. What do you think? Taxing rich people that don't actually live in the city but own penthouses in the city? I say go for it. Tax them. Tax them. Tax those guys. I love it. What do you think? Mamdani is a stud. Okay.
Ultra wealthy who own multiple homes in the state, putting an annual surcharge on homes valued above $5 million when there is no resident who lives primarily in New York City. The mayor's office says the tax is estimated to generate $500 million annually and would impact 13,000 New York City homes. The plan was unveiled yesterday by New York's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul and expected to be part of the next state budget, which legislators are months behind in approving. Let's bring in Joe. Let's go to you first on this. You're going to have to get rid of your pied-à-terre. Sorry.
Yeah, I am on the 87th floor of, I don't know. So this is very interesting. It sounds like
you're going to have to get rid of your... Joe Scarborough's getting taxed for his pied-à-terre.
Plan that most New Yorkers will actually approve of. I remember, as you know, I get one of those bicycles, like somebody actually drives me. No, not city bike, but where I'm being driven behind. Like Louis Bergdorf used to always take me into, rickshaw. That's how I used to get into work. I still do. But we were going past, it was about a decade ago, the plaza. And I was like, why are the lights always dark when you go by there? And Louis, of course, who knows the city better than anybody else, he goes, well, that's because most of those places, I don't know if it's the case now with the plaza now, but most of those places are owned by wealthy people from, whether it's China, Russia, Europe, Saudi Arabia. They buy them.
What do you mean I don't know what I'm sitting on? What are you talking about, co-sider? What are you talking about? You don't know what I'm sitting on. I don't know what you mean. What am I sitting on? What am I sitting on? A gold mine! I'm sitting on a gold mine! Hey, my friend is a woman, 35, ethical, vegan, no kids, and doesn't want any. Gorgeous, smart, kind. What do you say, Sky? Julie for the animals. What city does she live in? What city does she live in? Does she like tall men? I can't get it with another woman that doesn't like tall guys. I need a woman that likes tall guys. There's too many women out there who don't like tall guys. That's the problem for me. You like Erica Kirk. Get it, Sky. I don't know. Sitting on a national treasure. What this awesome podcast? This is much better than a podcast, I hear. Is this better than a podcast? What am I sitting on? I've been working in a $14 million house for the last few months. Tax the rich. I love that she just threw out her husband because these two are married. And Micah, she just throws out. She throws out. You have to get rid of your pied-à-terre. That's so funny.
They put their money in them, and they maybe show up 1 or 2 nights a year. And so that's happening all over the city. I always thought it was a shame, a real shame, especially because it drove up the costs for other New Yorkers, people who live there. But now
Salt Lake City, oh man, Salt Lake City, that's a long way away from me.
This is interesting, a very good way to possibly...
They call that geographically undesirable.
Raise revenue from people who park their money here and actually raise rent for other New Yorkers. Right. And they do that and don't pay taxes. So at least don't pay income taxes. Let's bring in a man who I know is going to think this is the greatest idea ever. Former Treasury official and Morning Joe economic analyst Steve Ratner. We're going to get to the charts in a moment.
All right, Steve,
hey, Steve, even for an old Republican like me, this seems to make an awful lot of sense if you have to raise revenue.
Yeah, look, it's not the stupidest idea in the world, I'll grant you that. We're dealing in a very complicated political dance between the mayor, who would like to raise taxes all over the place on everybody, and the governor, who has to get elected across the entire New York state, who is a moderate herself, but nonetheless needs the support of the progressive side. So this is a kind of clever way to thread the needle, if you will, of taxing people who either aren't here or who can afford it, or a relatively small percentage, and you're only taxing people on their second homes, and you're only taxing non-residents, and so...
That's exactly what I say this all the time, because in California we have these multi-million-dollar houses right on the beach and nobody lives in them. They're always dark, and there's some asshole who lives someplace else. They don't live there, and yet they've got these beautiful, massive McMansions right on the beach that they built. Why the fuck? There used to be literal trailer parks on the beach where you could live right on the ocean for nothing. And now they have these massive homes where nobody lives, but they're someone's third, fourth home. Tax that shit. Tax that. I'm saying rip it up. You will be 60 before you know it. Oh, rip it up, huh? You mean like get in there? You mean like get a body count going? I feel like I've been ripping it up too much in my life. I'm a one woman type of guy. I like having one woman, to be honest with you. I mean, 2 on my birthday, I guess, but like just one is fine. Just one's fine. In a relationship, just one's good.
According to Donald Trump and what he's been saying today, this war is just about over.
Is this war over?
I think it's close to over. Yeah, I mean, I view it as very close to over. They have nothing left.
I view it as very close to
That
over.
would be
I
great
view it
news,
that way.
if true. But
I'm living my truth. For me, it's over. Everybody else, they're still fighting over there, but for me, the war is over. That's how I view it.
don't think, to state the complete obvious here, that anyone should take the president for his word, because he has said this exact same thing over and over and over again for basically more than a month now.
The SLC punk chapter. That's nice.
And they're calling, they're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late.
I want to negotiate. So they called. I didn't call. They called. They want to make a deal.
And the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal.
They are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it. The reason they want to make a deal is they have been just beat to shit. They're begging to make a deal. They're begging to make a deal. They would like to be able to make a deal. I can't say any more than that. They'd like to make a deal very badly. Very badly.
Now, maybe this time is different. We all should hope there's a deal. Maybe now Iran really does want to make a deal. Maybe Trump is negotiating with the secret Iranians in his mind. We don't know. But trusting him on this front is a little bit like Charlie Brown trusting Lucy with the football. I mean, at this point, if you believe him, that's kind of on you.
Charlie Brown. That's America. We are Charlie Brown trusting Lucy with the football. Jen Psaki. That's not bad. We are Charlie Brown. Go ahead, Charlie Brown. Kick the football. Lucy. Charlie Brown, we trust. Donald Trump is Lucy. And we're the idiots trying to kick the football.
But as obvious as this verbal tick of Trump's is, it also may have a very different purpose. You see, every time Trump claims Iran wants a deal, the stock market believes him. I mean, that clip I showed you of Trump saying the war was close to over and that Iran wanted to make a deal, that aired this morning on Fox Business, just before the markets opened. And like clockwork, the stock market jumped up. As one financial analyst told NBC News today, quote, as far as the stock market is concerned, the war is over until further notice. Well, thank you, stock market, I suppose, because that would certainly be news to the more than 50,000 American troops currently in the region. And unfortunately, it's just not the case. I mean, the reality is that Trump has never been a trustworthy news source here, obviously. Remember in the first days of this war, Trump said it would last 4 weeks max, maybe less. 4 weeks after saying that, Trump said it would be another 2 or 3 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago. And right now, the reality is that we are a week and a half through a 2-week ceasefire, and we just can't trust a word he says. We also can't necessarily trust the people who are negotiating.
That's not bad. Yeah, don't trust him. Thank you, Jen Psaki. Finally, someone is saying that on MS Now. That's good.
Speaking of that, let's check in on Joe Biden. He's got his portrait unveiled at Syracuse University today, and here he is with the university's Board of Trustees chairman, delivering nothing short of a Biden classic.
Oh, I like it. Biden classic. Let's see what Fox News has got.
I always want to turn around to one guy and say, Barack, what are you doing? Come here. I feel like he should be standing on the right and I should be standing on the left. Hey, you guys look at Barack? Anyway.
He looks like Barack
All right, joining me now is Louisiana
Obama.
Republican Senator John Kennedy. Senator, it's good to see you.
Now, they don't look like
Just was watching you take in the former president. Your thoughts?
Well, the Democratic Party is controlled by the Loon Wing. And that doesn't mean they're
The Loon Wing? Is that what Biden represents as the Loon Wing now?
all Democrats are a member of the Loon Wing, but the Loon Wing's in control. Who are the leaders of the Loon Wing? Senator Sanders, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Mayor Mamdani. And the people they represent, how can I put this? Their motherboard is fried. Republicans aren't perfect, but they're crazy. The wing of the party that is in control, that Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani and Bernie are the leaders of, they hate George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and Dr. Zeus and Mr. Potato Head. They hyperventilate on their yoga mats if you use the wrong pronoun. They think
This guy's bringing out all the hits for this, huh? Like, Jesus. We asked you about Joe Biden there, John Kennedy. What are you doing?
our kids ought to be able to change genders at recess.
I'm going to change gender at recess. I'm breaking up. I'm playing all the hits. Keep on. Hits keep coming. I'm going to do all of them.
They have a unique solution to the crime problem. They have a way to get crime down. It's just don't prosecute anybody.
Yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Man, you're on a roll today, Senator Kennedy.
The American people deserve to be governed by normal people. And these are not normal people. They are deeply weird. They're narcissistically woke. They have the right to believe what they believe. But I have the right to my opinion too, and I think.
And my opinion is, what were you asking me about again? Now, what was I supposed to give you? Ding, do? I was, oh Jesus, I'm on autoplay right now. Remember when you used to have an iPod and you just let it play? You took out your headphones, you took out those little white earbuds. It came up with those white earbuds, and you put the white earbuds down, and you didn't know what you were doing, but you left it playing, and the iPhone just kept playing. iPod just keep on going. I'm on autoplay, baby. I'm on autoplay now. Ding dang do.
Their motherboard is.
Do we have any ding dang doos in the chat? Can I get some ding dang doos in the chat?
It's fried, deep fried.
Do you think
deep fried? That's how we like them in Louisiana. Oh dear, now we can't do okay now ding dang do. We gonna know now. Okay, but we did ask you about Joe Biden. Can you? You did not mention. I asked you a question about Joe Biden, though.
Well, everything deep fried turns out good. You know that good and well, Senator from Louisiana. So I'm not sure it's deep fried.
Not this dish.
Not this dish. It's not at the Texas State Fair. Not the Louisiana crawfish boil. Deep fried motherboard coming from the left. Do you mentioned not everybody? Okay, you're there in Washington D.C. Do you ever hear it? Do you hear it from Democrats? I don't know. In the cloakroom. My God, we've got to deal with these crazies.
I love it when they joke about how people in the South, they are a bunch of fat, disgusting pigs that only eat deep fried shit. I love it when they do that. Like, this guy's a representative of the people of Louisiana, and this dude just made the same joke I made to his face. Like, well, I know you like deep fried stuff, and everything's good that's deep fried, as you know, being from Louisiana, you disgusting monster. Not this dish. Now, I love my deep fried fry. I want a deep fried Twinkie, but I ain't deep fried no mother bowl to stick it in my head when the sun comes down and the snake rivers in the grass. You know what I'm saying? Man, these people are the loon wing. I can't do this no more.
Sure, hear it all the time. There are plenty, well, I don't want to overstate the case. Well, there are many Democratic senators that know that the loon wing and all of their nonsense, they know it's foolishness. They know it's craziness, but they're scared. Because Loon Wing is in control.
Yeah.
I also call it the Karen Wing. And
I call it the Karen Wing, too, when I'm feeling particularly misogynistic. I like to call it the Karen Wing because I used to call it the Hysteria Wing, but, you know, that means wandering uterus. And, you know, people get a little too on the nose. But people seem to be perfectly all right with calling women Karen these days because women are crazy. I know it's a little bit misogynistic, and that's okay down here because in Louisiana, we're all right with that. Ding dang do, a ding dang do.
And Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez and Mayor Mamdani, they're running the show. It's not Senator Schumer. It's not any of the other wannabe presidents in the Democratic Party. It's those three. And it's really more Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani than Bernie, though Bernie is sort of the founding father. And I mean it.
Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani, those guys got some scary names. They don't sound white to me. I want to like people with them white names. It's hard to talk about Bernie Sanders. He sounds like too now. That whole ding dang do. It sounds out too much like a white man. I don't like making fun of white men, but they got some crazy name like Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani. I just rolls off the tongue now, don't it? It makes me sound even more racist when I say it out loud.
Republicans are not perfect. We're not. But their wing of the party is crazy. They're crazy as a bedbug. And until they change, right. I don't think they're going to win a presidential election.
I don't know what Mr. Potato Head did. What did he do wrong? Why would you hate Mr.
Yeah,
Potato
I mean, Mr. Potato Head, Dr. Zeus, they think they're all racist. You know?
Is that what they think, that Mr. Potato Head is racist and Dr. Zeus? I mean, Dr. Zeus, the publisher, decided to no longer publish some of the books that Dr. Seuss made because they were a little racist in their depiction of Asians. And so they just don't publish them anymore. That had nothing to do with Democrats or the Loon Wing or any of that. The publisher itself said, yeah, we don't think that this one's good for the market now. That's capitalism. That's it. Just pure and simple capitalism. They just don't think it'll sell these days, and they don't want the stress and the heat by publishing shit that's got racist depictions of Chinese people. Because Dr. Zeus, he's a product of his time too. He did some weird shit. He drew Chinese people very offensively in like the 40s. I mean, it makes sense, right? 40s. But they're not publishing that shit today because, you know, it's kind of gross. It's perfectly understandable. We do that with a lot of stuff. I mean, Disney went through and took cigarettes out of the hands of all of their cartoon characters so that there's no longer people smoking in Disney cartoons. They just went in and digitally removed all the cigarettes because it doesn't play like it used to. People smoking in cartoons just isn't as cool as it was in like the 30s, 40s, and 50s. That's it. It's not cool to have children's books with Asian people looking all, you know.
I don't get it, you know?
I don't think you have to get it, and you don't have to explain it, because I'm down to 10 seconds. And Senator, you could get 5 more quips in those 10 seconds, but I've got to leave it over to the 5. It's always good to see you, Senator.
You too, Will.
All right.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox 1.
Senator Bernie Sanders is an independent Vermont. He's forcing me.
You dislike me? Why? Oh, no. I'm not for all markets, to be fair. I'm not for everybody. You know, this is not a channel for everybody. If it were for everybody, I'd have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'd be rich by now if I were for everybody. I'm just not for everybody. I'm an acquired taste. Because I'm for the politically orphaned. I'm for the people who think that maybe this is not the system for them. I'm for the people who are looking at the world and saying, man, this is a fucked up situation. How do we resist? That's the people I'm here for. That and the Looksmaxers. No, the Skymaxers, we're Skymaxing over here. I'm for the people. I like the people who like to develop themselves. They don't like to buy logos and call that a personality. They don't like to join cults and call that a personal identity. You know, that's who I'm for. I'm for the people that are trying to build their own personal identities, the people who are trying to build their own personalities and their own philosophies. Those are the people that I like. The people that are like, I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to some fuckery because someone told me to. I'm trying to figure it out on my own, and maybe I need some guides. Maybe I need a little help along the way, but I like diversity of opinion and perspective. That's what I like, diversity of opinion and perspective. And if you like that, then you should like, subscribe, and become a channel member. If you don't, well, you could be a hanger-on. That's all right. But if you do, you like diversity of opinion, and you like thinking for yourself, you like critical thinking and challenging authority, questioning the status quo, then you should be a channel member. Become a Sky City Rebel, purple or black belt. You get extra content. It's pretty rad. It's a good time.
Tomorrow, to block nearly $500 million in arms sales to Israel amid this war, which does, at least in Lebanon, Israel, continue, and he joins me now. Senator, let me just start with the context here of the way the president acts, which he acts in an aberrant fashion and has for 10 years. But the way
noting the pronoun people, noting, don't you realize, like, you must, it's just, I know this isn't your first time here, so you're either a little bit, are you hindered in some way? Because I talk about pronouns a lot and how pronouns, although I think are perfectly reasonable things to request, I don't like the pronoun police. I don't like people morally scolding other people. So, you know, like, I know it's not your first time here. I know that you understand that I go into the nuance about those topics and have long, drawn-out discussions on Sundays about those things. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, though. This is the #1 news reaction on YouTube. Yes, it's the Morning Sky Show. It's the Morning Sky Show. Thank you so much. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. It's almost over. This is the last video. Thank you.
The way that he's acting now, which seems particularly aberrant in some ways, and particularly dangerous because he started a war that remains the background context in which real people have died and real people have been injured and hasn't been brought to any discernible resolution as far as I can tell, at least.
Look, Chris, clearly we have a mentally unstable president of the United States. He lies all the time. The image of himself as a divine being, a Christ-like figure, is insulting to not only Catholics, but the people all over the world. And this is a guy who wants to have half of the buildings in the country named after him, who allowed Netanyahu, who has been trying for 40 years to get a president to support a war with Iran. With Trump, Netanyahu succeeded. What we're going to do tomorrow is bring forth 2 resolutions, which basically say, I think, what the American people want Congress to do. And that is, we cannot continue to fund the extremist government of Netanyahu, who has been waging an all-out war, genocidal war in Gaza, who started the war in Iran, who is violating all kinds of international law in the West Bank, killing Palestinians there, knocking down homes. and is now at war in an expansionist war in Lebanon, which, as you mentioned a moment.
Yeah, I mean, we got free content too, Maria. That's all right. We got free stuff all the time.
It's not only killed thousands of people, it has displaced over 1 million people, and Israel now occupies something like 14% of the territory of Lebanon. And the American people are saying, is this really what we should continue spending billions of dollars on when we have so many problems at home? And I hope that tomorrow we get a good vote on those resolutions.
You know, in terms of problems at home, I mean, part of what's remarkable about this turn of events is that it has exacerbated precisely the things that people are most concerned about: affordability, particularly being able to fill up their cars. I saw this incredible quote from Kevin Hegseth, who's an economics advisor to the president, about the oil prices. I want to play for you and get your response to. Take a listen.
Imagine if oil prices start going back down because the situation resolves itself somehow, then you could be looking at inflation close to zero. So that's something that the Fed needs to pay attention to. Remember, energy prices going down would be true.
The inflation's close to zero because we drove it up so high that we're going to pull it back and it'll be zero because it's so funny. It's zero inflation. Good luck, fuckface. This guy, what a fucking chump. Come on. If you think there's going to be zero inflation, please buy Melania coin. Show me that you really believe.
CPI, top 5 CPI has had energy prices going up right now.
I mean, I guess the idea is that if energy prices go down, it'll be better, but energy prices are going up right now, which doesn't.
This is his economic advisor.
Hey, thank you, Harman Sarwar. Thank you. Hey, Sky, thank you. You never give up. You inspire. I just want to say thank you for reminding me that there is hope. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you right back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Sky City Rebels for keeping this thing going. We're going to continue going. As long as we got rebels, we're going to keep doing this. Come on now.
Well, God help us all. Look, the reality is Netanyahu.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Close to zero. Zero.
Whose wars in Gaza.
That's like we're going to have zero unemployment.
West Bank, Iran, Lebanon have not only been grossly immoral and destructive, but they are also impacting billions of people throughout the world. Here in the United States, we're having 60% of our people living paycheck to paycheck. And now what they're having to deal with is gas in Vermont. I think it's over $4 a gallon.
$4 in Vermont.
And that means less money for food, less money to be able to pay the rent. So what you are seeing is all across this country. You got Republicans who said, gee, this guy promised us that we would not get involved in never-ending wars. We would not get involved in the Middle East. This guy who said he was going to bring down prices, control inflation. And what do we got now? You got an endless war, which, by the way, may end up costing us $8 trillion. And Trump's thought is that when we spend that money, we can cut back on health care and child care to pay for the war. Pretty crazy stuff. And now we have an affordability crisis magnified because of the war. So that is why I think you're seeing people all over this country are saying, hey, what world is President Trump living in?
It's hard sometimes amidst in the Trump era to have sort of policy debates because in some ways he doesn't care about policy and he's so sort of detached from it, to be honest, that we don't have them a lot. But there was a moment I wanted to get your response to. There's a moment where he does a little stunt yesterday with it. He has this woman who works for DoorDash, who comes and delivers.
But it's not. It's all. You heard that this lady was an actor. She's a plant.
A tip, and it's meant to highlight this policy from the tax bill, which was an exemption on a certain amount of money in tips, on taxes and tips. And I thought this is actually a kind of crystallizing moment of the Trump Republican approach to policy. And I want to play it for you and get your response because basically the idea is here's a woman who works delivering food who can now exempt some of her tips from taxes so that she could pay for her husband's cancer treatment. Take a listen.
So the no tax on tips is something special, right?
It's very special.
And that's
the fact that this lady has been exposed as a plant is just. I love this because this was kayfabe. They're putting this actor in here to pretend to be a DoorDash driver. This was all bullshit.
one that really pertains to you more than anything else.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Fantastic. So it's such an honor to meet you. And I think you voted for me, do you think?
Maybe.
You understand your husband's going through treatment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's going through some very serious cancer treatment, so this goes a long way.
So that's it.
I hear you're going. Your husband's going through cancer treatment, so good thing we're not taxing your tips, huh?
But it is kind of crystallizing, right? Like that is the policy mechanism. We're going to exempt some of your taxes on tips so you can kick in for your husband's cancer treatment.
This exemption on tips is going to go, quote unquote, a long way to pay for cancer treatment.
Really?
Really. I mean, cancer treatment.
And that was the best thing they came up with. That's the best thing they came up with is put an actress who pretends to be a DoorDash driver with a DoorDash shirt on, and she's not from Washington, D.C., and with a little bit of scrutiny, they found out that she was just a plant. She's not real. And that the best script they could come up with is her husband has cancer, and because she's not paying tax on tips for a couple years, that she can, hopefully, it'll go a long way with the cancer treatment for her husband. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Love it. All right, that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, DoorDash drivers don't wear the gear because it's a shameful job. Well, I don't think it's a shameful job, but I mean, it's a job. DoorDash grandma, she probably thinks that she'll get better tips if she wears it or something, but that's not real. None of it was real. None of it was real. All right, I got to go. We're going to do the Afterglow is going to happen right now. We're going to do the show for the Rebels. Just as a second. Thank you all for being here. I think you're amazing. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't forget to like the video. And Godspeed, Rebels. Thank you, Mana Boy. Thank you so much. Mana Boy. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. And especially thank you to all of the contributors, Parallelish, Julie, and Solar Punk Vegan. Thank you so much thank you so much. Such lies. I know, they're lying. They're lying. I know. That lady is a plant. Look it up. Just Google, was the DoorDash lady for Donald Trump, White House, McDonald's, a real DoorDash driver? Look it up. She has already appeared in previous propaganda from the regime. So, yeah, pretty fun stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. You gotta, I'm glad she's working as an actor, pretending to be a DoorDash driver. Thanks, everybody. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.